sun turns to ice. Close your eyes, forget my black clouds cry as atoms collide. Death eats life, creep inside. I know you've done all you can to change me for yourself. Ooh, blistering skin that shines, I climb out to find myself by myself. People don't let the love, only the text. And each time they give up on each other, go next. People don't let the talk, only the text. Many times they give up on each other, go next. Fear being cast out, not that complex. We only need to realize and need them body back for us and not build a barrier around ourselves. Same ideology for writing many tracks. Give one point that would say otherwise. It's only in a discipline and not a bigger price. So when I touch you, you cry on my shoulder. This might be the biggest showdown in myself. Not trying to pull ya, but all these ideas in my head are getting me to falter. Oh, you sending me a big paragraph thing. Complex I made when I left home, red, fair and square. Yeah, I guess I'm alright now. Drenching my mind in the alcohol and everything is blessed.
All my energy is placed in my time in the energy. If you don't like the way I think, don't need to be the love of me. I try to fix my mind and the habits would be using me. All are in the way I say, cause I know that you embellish me. Tripping on my love, but I don't feel the same way. I'm sorry, baby, go ahead and kill me. You ripped out all the segments of my soul, cause you need me. With that, I'm still here, distracted by the same.
You cry on my shoulder. This might be the biggest showdown in myself. Not trying to pull ya, but all these ideas in my head are getting me to falter. Oh, you sending me a big paragraph thing. Complex I made when I left home, red, fair and square. Yeah, I guess I'm alright now. Drenching my mind in the alcohol and everything is blessed.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Oh, God. Hello, everyone. Hi. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hi. How's everyone doing out there? How's everyone doing out there? So, happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Lovely day, Friday. Don't we all love a good Friday? Fridays are great. Don't we all love that shit? Don't we all love Fridays? Okay. Some of us probably still have to work on the weekend, so probably some of us don't really, Friday doesn't really matter if it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's still a hellhole. But still, for some of us, Fridays are good. Okay, let's take a look here. Who do we got? Here? We got, hello, Void Sonic. How you doing, Void Sonic? Okay. Hello, Resident Union Thug. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Doug. Glad to see you here, Doug. Hello, Marzipan Power. Marzipan Power is here. I love the little polar bear. Okay, love it, man. Marzipan Power. LaCroix is here. And that's, oh my God, I love the little corn. I love the little corn's ass. That's hilarious. Okay. Hello, LaCroix. Hello, Ivana. Welcome, Ivana. Ivana, another regular here. Macon is here. Hello. Happy TGIF there, Macon. TGIF. Again, yes, thank God it's Friday. If you pray, thank science or whatever. Thank the calendar, whatever, if you're not religious. But yes, okay. Just going to my lunch break. Oh no, you broke some important software. Oopsie, Macon. Oops. That's okay. It happens. I occasionally break important software. Anyway, okay. So hello, AMA. AMA's here, little dancing dinosaur. Hello, AMA. So glad you're here. Another regular. Also, is that Sans? Is that Sans in your profile? No, it's not Sans. Never mind. Sans looks a little different than that. Hello, Cody. Cody's here. Hello, Cody. Hello, Sir Bartholomew. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, assalamu alaikum to you as well, Sir Bartholomew. I know I'm not supposed to say that. I think in response I'm supposed to say salam alaikum. I can't remember the exact phrase, but all right. Hello, Sir Bartholomew. Hello, JDH. I like the little pig ass. Is that a pig or a cat? Hello, JDH. So glad that you're showing me a pig ass. I got you. Alaikum al-salam. That's right. Okay. Alaikum al-salam. Okay. So, who else we got here? We got Body Swap. Hello, Body Swap. Always glad to have Body Swap here. We all know Body Swap is my favorite. Okay. Hello, Matt Meowzord. Hello. Yes. Praise capitalism. God, worship it. Worship at the altar of capitalism. Worship at it. Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. Capitalism is so great. Don't we all agree? Don't we all agree? Don't we love it? Don't we love capitalism so much? All right. Hello. Who else? Who else did I miss here? Cody. Hello, SoCal. Hello, Fetty Spaghetti. LaCroix says, CR, how do I find your stream music playlist so I can steal some of the songs from my own playlist? I could upload them. I could put the name of the songs. Now, I use a service called Monster Cat. I pay like $7 a month, and then I can play all their music on stream for free. But I could upload the songs if you are curious to. I could the names of the songs. Just remind me over on Discord if you don't mind. Okay. Hello, Outer Signal. Yes, Jamal Mubarak. Yes, yes. We are also to you as well, Outer Signal. All right. It's just a random skeleton. Why am I so weird about like trying to figure out your skeleton shit, AMA? It's kind of strange, right? It's kind of strange. I'm always like, what's this skeleton? What's this? Is skeleton? Is that your skeleton? Whose skeleton is that? Anyway, it's a cat. Got you, JDH. I thought it was a pig. My mistake. Okay. Yeah, I like him. I like him. Hello, Matt Saigai. Hello, Matt Saigai. I'm glad to see you here, Matt Saigai. All right. Okay, Meowzord, there's a plugin where it will show the name of the song and the name. Oh, really? Oh, you know what? I should do that, Meowzord. I didn't know that. There's a plugin where it'll show the name of the song and the name of the YouTube video. Oh, gladly. I'll do that, Meowzord. That sounds like a good idea. It's because you're obsessed with his bones. Maybe so, Cal. I don't know. I was an anthropologist, and I have a degree in anthropology, so I had to memorize all the different bones of a human in case I needed to figure out a human corpse at an archaeological dig or a forensic dig or something. So I do know bones very well. I will say that I know my bones. Okay. You just ate some Chipotle. That sounds a lovely, Void. That sounds absolutely lovely. Make sure you're not wearing white underwear. Okay. So, let's see here. Now we got here. Yeah, I do, AMA. All right. Okay. So I am still not feeling great. I'm telling you that because we'll see how long I can last today. We'll see how long I can last. I may not stream as long as normal. I have drugs in my system to help me feel a bit better, but I don't know. I'm off. Regardless, just letting you know that in case I don't stream as long as normal. But we have a few things to do. We also have very good news. That's okay. I'll be good. Sir Bartholomew, you know I hate you, Sir Bartholomew. Oh my God, I hate you so much. Curses upon you, Sir Bartholomew. Okay, so, what was I going to say here? We have so much to talk about, okay? And let's put it this way. We're going to have a chill stream. It's Friday. We're going to chill a bit, but we have some breaking good news. Over-the-counter drugs, Matt Saigai, over-the-counter, okay? We have some breaking news that is actually very good news. And I know a lot of you are doomer-pilled, and you'll probably be like, actually, but listen, hear me out, because it is actually good news, all right, in a lot of ways. Because at least it's humiliating for Trump, and it weakens his authority. And let me explain. So, did you all hear the news, right? Did you all hear the news? I hope everyone here has heard the news. The news, right? Now, so I'll put this up, right? Ooh, that's cool. The Sengoku era is amazing, Void. And Meowzord's going to yell at me because I still haven't done my presentation on the Sengoku era of Japan, and I need to do it. But the Sengoku period is super interesting in Japanese history. Okay, here's the Monster Cat player, by the way. So anyway, the Supreme Court, not terribly long ago, struck down all of Trump's tariffs. Okay, all the tariffs he has put in place. They just declared it is illegal. The ruling was, I think, 6-3, with 6 justices in favor of striking it down, 3 opposed. That is, Trump's tariffs are an absolute cornerstone absolute cornerstone of all of his policies and all of the things he's done during his time in president. It's like one of the biggest things he brags about, and he just lost all of that. Okay, he just lost that through the Supreme Court. Okay, they're just like, nope. They just struck down all of his tariffs. Now, this is a massive victory. Okay, like a massive victory. But I listen, guys. So listen, all right. Yeah, they left some of it in place, but like they struck down the big majority. And you also have to realize, guys, that there has already been billions of dollars taken from tariffs that'll probably now have to be redistributed to the companies that lost that were being tariffed. Okay, you see what I mean? Like, this is a big defeat. Now, there are other ways Trump can put tariffs. Now, he can't do a lot of the tariffs that he has done, but he can use other laws to try other forms of tariff. But the way they have gotten rid of tons of his tariffs, though. Here's the thing, right? And again, this is disastrous for Trump, okay? There's no way to look at this other than it's disastrous for him. That one of the big things about his presidency has just been shut down. Here's the thing. I have heard a lot of people, and I get it because we're doomer-pilled, right? Saying that, basically saying, well, the Supreme Court has no way of enforcing this ruling. Yeah. But that is not the correct way of looking at this. The reason I say that is because this backs up all these big corporations and powerful people that don't like the tariffs. Trump is going to have to listen to this because, remember, we're in an oligarchy. The wealthy and powerful control everything. They've been told now that these tariffs are illegal. These tariffs were hurting their businesses. And so if Trump continues doing it, they're going to litigate the hell out of this. And it's going to cause a direct confrontation between him and the elites, the rest of the elites, which is not going to happen, okay, because they've bribed him. You can be certain he's going to have to listen to what the Supreme Court says, because otherwise, I mean, he can't force all of these companies that are having to pay the tariffs to keep paying them after they've heard the Supreme Court say that they don't have to pay them. You see what I mean? It is deeply unlikely that they will ignore the ruling, that he will be able to ignore the ruling, because they will ignore him. So it is a defeat for Trump. Now, it does it mean that the regime is over and shit? Does it mean that the regime is over and, everything is better now? No, not at all. But you should be a little happy that Trump has been slapped in the face, okay? That Trump has been slapped in the face. Because he has. He's been slapped in the face. He's been slapped in the face, and it's kind of funny and silly. And it's kind of cute to see. And it's embarrassing for him, too. Okay? It's embarrassing for him, especially with the people that are important for it could be dead inside, but that sounds fun. Yeah. Yes. Hi. Yes, Louise. Okay. Hello. Welcome, Louise. So this is a nice slap in his face. It is also good for a lot of countries around the world where our tariffs have been hurting other countries. Okay. Yeah, exactly, LaCroix. You have to understand, he's siding with this is the court siding with capital owners. We like to think that this is why I keep saying, I've said, guys, that Trump doesn't have complete control because the elites still have a lot of power. And this was a ruling that really favored the corporate interests and things like that because it protected them. Okay, which makes sense. This Supreme Court would do that, but it does harm Trump a lot. Okay, it harms his whole thing. Okay, so that's the thing, right? It has been struck down. So who is going to pay these tariffs anymore of all these big companies and shit? They're not going to. They're going to fight it tooth and nail. It's never going to work. My point is that it will take way too much money, time, and effort for the Trump administration to keep enforcing it. It won't work. It won't work because no one is going to pay those tariffs anymore because it's considered illegal now to do that. And all these companies are going to demand their money back. And okay, so there's no way there might not be a way for the Supreme Court to enforce the ruling, but one of the things that does happen when it comes to the American Supreme Court is it legitimizes the complaints of other elites, right? So it has now, who have a lot of power. So it has basically confirmed to elites that are suffering from this that, oh, okay, we don't have to pay them anymore. And don't you dare come after us, Trump, because the ruling has been made, okay? It would be a really foolish idea for Trump to try and not and to keep trying to force the tariffs down the elite's throats. It wouldn't work. Okay, there you go, Meowsword. It gives corporate lawyers tons of power to win in court. Okay, I should have phrased it that way. All right. So like now, obviously, guys, I am not perfect. I don't have the perfect. I could be wrong about this, but like I'm like 98% certain that he's going to have to back down because they don't want, different parts of the economy. So Dead Inside, it's legitimate when it backs up people who have the power to say it's legitimate. Let's put it that way. Okay. All right. So this is embarrassing for Trump. Okay. So I'm just going to read some of this to you. All right. The Supreme Court struck down President Donald Trump's far-reaching global tariffs on Friday, handing him a significant loss on an issue crucial to his economic agenda. Okay. The 6-3 decision centers on the tariffs Trump unilaterally imposed under an emergency powers law, including the sweeping reciprocal tariffs levied on nearly every other country. So there are still tariffs in place, folks, but like those vast tariffs he placed on everyone are gone now. Okay. Yeah, you got it, Dead Inside. All right. It's the first major piece of Trump's broad agenda to come squarely before the nation's highest court, which he helped shape with appointments of 3 conservative jurists in his first term. Okay? Right. So Trump could still impose tariffs, but not under the fast-acting law he previously used. Top administration officials said they expect to keep the tariff framework in place under other authorities through alternative laws, carrying greater limitations on the speed and severity of Trump's actions. So it will massively reduce the amount of tariffs he can put on other countries and things like that. Okay. So again, this doesn't mean there won't be tariffs, but this has weakened his presidential power, which is a good thing. It has sort of rolled back some of that authoritarian stuff he was doing. All right. I know, Meowsword, right? Okay. So it is also thought, by the way, that these tariffs have collected $133 billion in taxes. Okay. What are they going to do with those taxes now that have been collected? Are they going to have to redistribute them to the people that were illegally taxed through tariffs? It's unclear, right? It's unclear, but it's a mess for Trump. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I don't blame you, Lemire. I don't blame you. Okay. I don't blame you at all. You work in the industry. You work in the like international, I guess, business or something like that. I know. Me too, Layla. I want my refund. I kind of wish that. Well, okay. The majority ruling did not address whether companies could get refunded for the billions they have collectively paid in tariffs. Oh God. Well, okay. I can imagine, Lemire. I can imagine. Okay. Jesus. All right. He actually literally, just as Kavanaugh noted, the process was likely to be a mess. Yeah, no shit. Okay. All right. So yeah, Friday's decision upends a core set of tariffs that the Trump administration opposed under the 1977 International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or IEEPA. That includes Liberation Day tariffs the president slapped on nearly every country in the world last spring, as well as other IEEPA-based levies he imposed on Canada, Mexico, and China. Trump also cited the IEEPA, IPA, I'm just going to call it IPA, to impose additional tariffs on Brazil over the trial of former President Jair Bolsonaro and on India over its purchases of Russian oil. So these are big tariffs, okay? Despite Friday's ruling, other sweeping levies remain in place. Trump used another law to slap sectoral tariffs on steel and aluminum, cars, copper, lumber products like kitchen cabinets worldwide, and the president has plenty of other options to keep taxing imports aggressively. So to be clear, yeah, we're not going to see the money. I doubt it, okay? To be clear, we're going to see, there's going to be tariffs still, but what it does is it weakens his ability to unilaterally slap tariffs on other countries. Okay. Yeah. And guys, you do know that like we're also the ones who basically paid for the tariffs. We're never going to see that money though again. Um, yeah, it's a mess. Okay, goddamn mess. All right. Lamira, would you explain to you don't have to, Lamira. It's not your job, it's my job, but I'm lazy. Actually, I'm just interested. Who pays for the tariffs, Mira? So, like, when goods come into the and I know the answer, but since you're a customs person, I want people to know that I'm not making this shit up. Okay, when tariffs come to the United States, right? Is it the country that sends the goods that pay for the tariffs, or is it the American importers and the American people who pay for it? Right? Am I right? You can just say yes, Mira. Is it the case that yeah, there you go, Lamira, right? That pissed me off so much. We pay them, right? We pay for the tariffs. So I love this idea that when they say other countries pay for no, the other countries aren't paying for the tariffs. We are paying for them. Our importers are paying for them, and then the consumer is paying for them. Okay. Exactly, Ahmad. Of course, Ahmad Scene, what do you expect? Okay, of course. It's an oligarchy. Of course, they we have to pay for those illegal tariffs, right? I'm kind of frustrated because guys, I got this new computer while there were still these tariffs in place, and no doubt it was more expensive because of that. I'm not going to get that money back for the illegal tariffs. So okay, yeah, it's whatever, right? It's whatever. Who cares, right? Who cares that we were all suffering? Okay. But regardless, folks, this is good. Okay, it is humiliating for the Trump administration, and it will probably piss off a lot of his supporters. Okay, so hey, as long as Trump is upset about something, like he gets stymied in what he's trying to do, I'm okay with it. It also does show, I think, and again, we'll need to see if this is true. Okay, Okay, the tariff bad argument that libs and to an extent even leftists make is, in my opinion, disingenuous. Well, Matt Saigai, yes. So actually, tariffs are a left-wing thing. I don't mind targeted tariffs. Targeted tariffs are actually a good thing. But Matt Saigai, that's not what Trump did. He did blanket tariffs on the planet, which is what got overturned. And targeted tariffs are great, in my opinion. I think we need tariffs, certain targeted tariffs, to help build up American industry, etc. So okay. So anyway, this is good, but this is a victory because at least Trump was humiliated, and it also shows that his power is still somewhat limited by, I guess, the elites, the oligarchy, and the courts, which I said previously, but this is another hint of that. He doesn't have totalitarian control yet. Okay, we just hope that. Okay. No, yeah, no, that's fair, Matt Saiga. That's fair. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So there we go. That's some good news for our Friday. Don't we all love that? We all love that. That's good news, right? Yay, tariffs. Yay for that. That's some good news. Trump got slapped in the face. Okay. Meanwhile, of course, yeah, exactly, Lamira. Like, the way it was done was stupid. And also, like, the on again, off again, on again, off again, raise it, lower it, raise it, lower it. Okay. Exactly, Ahmad Scene. The major win for the people isn't related to tariffs, more of a reminder that his signature policies can still be limited. Exactly, Ahmad Scene, okay? Now, I don't want everyone, of course, guys, don't be too hopeful, though. I'm not saying, like, everything is done, everything's over, we've won, right? No. Okay. I'm just saying this is a victory. Meanwhile, we're probably about to go to war with Iran. We actually almost certainly are about to go to war with Iran. Lots of other shit happening. He's going to rig the elections. He's going to try and rig the elections in on the midterms, etc. But this is at least good. It's a sign that we still have a chance at good resistance. He's not immortal yet. Is that true, E. Christie? Okay, if that's true, I do want to hear what he has to say about it. I will see if I can find. Yeah, he had to go back and forth on it because his blanket tariffs could almost crashing the economy. Exactly. Let me see
significant cases that.
Okay. There is, by the way,
I divorced my husband.
We'll get back to that. What is it called? It's called. See here, Trump. Thank you, Lamira. Thank you, Lamira, very much for that super chat. Really, Trump. live. I don't think, I mean, if he comes on. Okay, if he comes on, I do want to hear what he has to say about him. So what he has to say about the ruling, we won't watch it for that long. Okay. All right. All right. Left turn 91. Welcome back, Left turn 91. Left turn 91 says the U.S. has not won a war since World War II. Well, that's for sure, Left turn. That's for sure. Okay. And it doesn't mean though that the war still won't be devastating for the country we're attacking, etc. Okay. All right. So, okay. Well, he won't do that. I don't think that'll happen, Madsine. I'm not being libbed up here. That would be no. I don't think that would happen. But I mean, I get your point though, Madsine. He's not going to announce the disbandment of the court. He might threaten the court. I suspect he probably will be like, we need to change the court. We need to end the courts or some shit like that. So we'll see what he says. But it'll be interesting. So I'm going to keep this on in the background. We're not going to be, yeah, I honestly, Madsine, I thought that's what you meant. Forgive me for taking it, I was like, yeah, I kind of smiled because I'm like, you're joking. I know you're joking. Okay. That would be catastrophic. Yeah, he needs the courts to legitimize the tyranny and stuff, but, okay. So, yeah, exactly, Elliot Waffles. It won't really change much, but it is a defeat for him, and I am happy any day of the week to see Trump spanked. Okay. Happy any day of the week to see Trump spanked. Okay. So anyway, let's see here. So while we're waiting for him to talk here, well, I don't know if we can do this yet. So we have a Kahoot, guys. We have a Kahoot. How about we do this? I have not Left turn. I have not seen that. That's interesting, though. I mean, if they're allying together, I support that completely. If Mexico and Canada ally together to prevent any one of them from being attacked, that's great. Good for them. I think Latin America should form all of the Latin American countries, all of the Central and South American countries and Caribbean countries should form a sort of alliance, a NATO against the United States. But hey, what do I know, right? I don't think the United States would probably go to war to stop that if it did happen, or if they tried to do that. But still, that would be a good way to do it. Hello, Dolly Boy. I know, Drizella, right? I don't want to see Trump being spanked either. All right. Okay. So a mad scene, technically, he could pack the court. That is true, Lacroix. That is true. He could pack the court. I don't see him doing that. I do not see him doing that. Right now, I don't see him doing that. He could. He might. And I could be wrong, but my prediction is he won't do that. Yeah, I don't see him doing that. But one of the Supreme Court have to step down to allow him more allocations. No, Madsine. So there is no definitive number of people that have to be on the Supreme Court. So right now it's 9. But if a president wanted to, they could try to add more people to it in order to get what they want done. All right. All right. Oh my God, why is it so dark in here? Muerte al enki imperial miso. Yeah, there you go. You know it, Marzipan Power. Yeah, Madsine. Yeah, FDR tried to do that. FDR tried to do that to get a lot of his stuff through. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. You're correct, Lamira. And while this is a good thing, it doesn't change the fact that the 232 stuff is still in effect. Correct. The steel and aluminum tariffs, a lot of the tariffs on vehicles and stuff are still in effect. Okay, agreed. All right. Yeah, exactly. So, Cal, it's very unlikely. I don't think that'll happen. At least not for this. It won't happen. Now, okay, guys. So, you know what? Just to let you know, so let's wait a little bit here. Let's chat. Wait a little bit. Actually, we can watch the video while we're waiting. But I do want to see what Trump says. It looks like they're having an emergency press conference after it has been, after they found out that they've been defeated, basically. Let me see here, guys. Let me quickly do a couple things to help get more people in here. So Okay. I'm just changing some of the titles for the stream here so that people know that we're about to. It is. I think it is the White House press briefing room. Okay, no problem. Hello, Mithril. Welcome, Mithril. Oh yeah, they're testing the cameras and shit. Okay, we'll watch a video while we wait for this to come on. Okay, so while we're waiting for this to come on, let me quickly change something else here real fast. I want to see him rambling and raving like a lunatic, you know, complaining about the courts and shit. Boop-a-doop-boo. Let me edit this real fast. Okay. Let's go back to here, go over to here. Right. Take this right now. Copy. Cancel. Moving it over there. Boo-boo-doo-doo-doo. All right. All right. Okay. All right. So let's see here. So we got some videos to look at while we're waiting for them to start. They'll probably go live very soon. Yeah. I know, right? Totally, Latex Drool. Absolutely. Glad to see you here, Latex Drool. I need to check your messages over on TikTok because I'm excited for the little collab we're doing. Okay, Fetty Spaghetti, they got an orange balance here. Yeah, you're right. They do got an orange balance here on the screen. Oh yeah, me too, SoCal. And I'm expecting. Oh, there you go, Latex Drool. Okay, thank you, Casual. I sent some TikTok samples of the theme ideas. Thank you. So guys, Latex Drool here is actually helping write a theme song and make a theme song for my streams. So like we can have a cute little theme song to have at the beginning of the streams for like an intro video or whatever. Isn't that great? So Latex Drool, thank you so much for that. I'll go take a look at it when I have a moment. All right. Okay. So let's see here what we can just watch another video real fast while we're waiting. Here is from CNN. Okay. Oh, good. Latex Drool. Yeah, no, that's good. I don't mean cute. Forgive me. When I say cute, I love the chaotic, aggressive, and sexy shit, Latex Drool. Don't you worry, okay? I was just saying cute because I love that word. Anyway, okay, I love it. Okay, cute as well. Good, excellent. Okay, I'm excited for it. All right, so this is CNN reporting on the tariffs. Let's just listen real fast what they said about it. And then, again, as soon as they come on, we'll go over there, okay?
The justices have decided in recent years here, the Supreme Court ruling that President Trump's use of these emergency tariffs that he has implemented are illegal. It's the most significant economic case to reach the high court.
This is a very big thing.
Sweeping
yeah,
implications for the economy and, of course, for presidential power.
Yeah,
and
emergency.
At stake here are billions of dollars.
I know, Elliot Waffles, I know. I don't think they called it. Honestly, I think I just called it an emergency briefing, Elliot Waffles. They may not have called it that. I may have been adding some there.
Revenue that have already been collected by the government. Pamela Wolf, the other significance here is that this is the first time that the 6-3 conservative court has ruled against President Trump in one of these major cases that have gone before the court since he returned to power in January. Now,
again, folks, never underestimate the Supreme Court's ability to side with the elites, right? Because in the end, they're corporatists. And remember, even as Matt Saigai was saying, tariffs are typically a left-wing thing, not a right-wing thing. At least historically, they've often been a left-wing thing. So you can see why the Supreme Court might have been like, no, that hurts the corporate interest too much.
Going through this case, but this is something we have been waiting for. The court said that it would take up this case on an expedited basis. So they're deciding, even though it's a significant case now, because of course this has enormous implications. So as we go through this opinion now with our team, another outstanding question is what now happens to all that revenue that had been collected? This is something that it really wasn't clear from the arguments.
What is going to happen to all of our money?
What they would say about that, if they're going to lay out a plan. So we will continue to go through this, but this is an enormous decision.
Absolutely, LaQual. And guys, most of the Supreme Court justices come from something called the Federalist Society. Have you guys heard Oh, of course they will, Latex Drew. Of course they will, right? Of course they don't care about us, Latex Drew. Okay, I know you know that, Latex Drew, but like, yeah, Latex Drew says people want their damn money back, but they'll just bail out corporations. Of course. Well, Latex Drew, don't you know that this isn't? I mean, this isn't a real democracy. Obviously, it's run by the wealthy and the corporations. So of course, who cares about the average American? Fuck them, right? Like, give all the money to the corporations and the wealthy. Right? Even they destroy our economy. Anyway. E. Christie, they expedite so many cases. I feel bad for people whose SCOTUS cases aren't big enough. Oh, I know, E. Christie, yeah. Yeah, okay, so I'm sorry. I was saying, Lacroix, yeah, the Federalist Society, guys, is this sort of legal organization that vets justices and makes sure they're super hyper conservative and pro-capitalist. And they are one of the most dangerous organizations in America. A lot of the judges on the Supreme Court, the justices on the Supreme Court are Federalist Society appointees. Basically, were promoted by the Federalist Society. Look up the Federalist Society if you want to see evil incarnate. Mitch McConnell, one of the most evil things that people that have existed. His big goal in I guess his time in office was to pack the court with Federalist Society appointees. Hello, Jeanette Burns. You say you do know we're a republic. May I ask, Jeanette Burns, why are you saying that? Do you not want to be in a democracy? I know how I'm asking that is weird, but do you know what kind of republic the founders created? Like, what kind of... Do you think that the United States is run by the people? Do you think it should be run by the people, Jeanette? Do you think that the United States should be run by the people of the country? That, like, the average person should run the country, that we should all collectively decide through voting and stuff how the country is run and shit like that. Like a democracy, which is, what do you think about that, Jeanette? Okay.
Loss for President Trump before this conservative court.
This is, Paula, a major slap at the President of the United States, who has made a major effort over these many, many months to impose all of these tariffs. And just to look at some of the background I have here, over these many months, the administration has collected $150 billion in these tariffs. So what happens to that money? Do they have to refund that money to the firms, to the people who...
What does that mean? I'm sorry, forgive me. Jeanette Burns, you say, I think that every 4 years a normal, everyday American citizen should be president. Okay, that's an election. You can have a democracy with elections. I'm not sure what you mean, Jeanette Burns. I just don't get... You're not the first person to randomly come into the stream and say, like, oh, we're a republic, not a democracy. But I don't get... I've actually talked about this before on stream. I don't understand. Like, what do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay, anyway.
Paid for those tariffs?
That's one of the big questions that came up at arguments, and it's something that we're looking through now in this opinion. The top line is that these are illegal, that the president cannot rely on this 1977 emergency law to impose tariffs without authorization from Congress, because this question is really about the extent of presidential power. And we know in both his terms in office, President Trump has really worked at the edges of what has largely been recognized as executive authority. But in these arguments back in November, they went on for 2.5 hours. It was clear that the justices were skeptical that
welcome,
President
by the
Trump
way,
could rely on this vague federal law.
Here's the thing, though, guys. A lot of times, and if this isn't what you're saying, Jeanette, I just don't understand. Correct, Mad Scene. It has become a thing I've seen more and more is right wingers will come in here or go somewhere and say we're a republic, not a democracy. Now, the reason that's why I'm asking why she's saying that, or this individual saying this, because I still am not fully sure why they do it. I suspect. Here's my thing. I suspect the reason it's being said is because they're trying to justify the undemocratic character of the regime by saying, well, yeah, he's taking away voting rights. Yeah, he's authoritarian. Yeah. But we're not a democracy anyway. We're a republic, which to me is weird because that implies that you don't want the people to control the society. You want a bunch of elites to control it. I'm just not sure the reasoning there. It just sounds like a distraction. Because, by the way, there are multiple types of democracies. A democracy is a type of government where the people control the government. There are how do you achieve that? There are ways to do it. You can have a representative democracy where people are elected to represent the people. You can have a direct democracy. So yeah, you can have a democratic republic where you have elected representatives who represent people, and that's still a democracy. But I think that's besides the point, because I suspect that the reason that I keep hearing right-wingers say that is just as a distraction or to try and cover up the fact that the democratic nature is being destroyed, of the society's destroyed. Now, admittedly, we weren't a democracy previously. When we're not a republic or an oligarchy, we are or a democracy, really. We're an oligarchy, but it's just, I don't know, it's weird. It's just weird to me.
To impose global tariffs. Now, they did appear.
Jeanette Burns, I'm asking you. You haven't responded, though. You don't even know if I am left or right. I simply stated that the Pledge of Allegiance says we are a republic. It also says under God, Jeanette. And there is no God, in my opinion, and a lot of people don't believe in God. The Democratic Republic of North Korea is called what? The Democratic Republic of North Korea. It's not a republic or democratic. It's like it doesn't. I don't understand. I just don't get it. I don't know what your point is there, Jeanette Burns. And so, okay, I don't get it. I just explained also, Jeanette Burns. Did you understand what I'm saying? How a democracy, there's multiple types of democracy. So you can have a republic and it be a democracy. You can have a republic. You can have a democratic republic. That's how that works. Anyway, just curious. That's why I'm so interested, because you're not the first one to randomly come in here and say that. Okay.
To likely be willing to decide that these were illegal. But what is not clear, and we haven't gotten to this part of the opinion, is what happens to all that revenue that has been collected by the government. And President Trump has said himself.
Absolutely, LaCroix. All that stuff was added later, right, LaCroix?
This is a massive decision for him. So we're waiting for reaction, both from the Justice Department that argued this on his behalf and also from the White House. But we're going to keep going through this, Wolf, to try to see if the justices laid out any plan for what happens to that revenue.
All right, Paula, stand by. I know you're going to be reading all these the opinions and everything. I want to get back to you, but I want to bring in our senior legal analyst, Ellie Honig, right now. Ellie, as I said, this is a huge setback for the president of the United States. And this
I agree. Weirdly enough, I agree with CNN. Okay. All right. Now, all right. Okay. So I just want you guys to hear that part. We'll just go away over here and wait for Trump to speak. What do we got here? We got some people coming in here. You say, Jonas, what have you given up for Lent, Sam? Okay. What did you give up for Lent? Nothing. Jonas, nothing at all. I forgot that it even was Lent. I am not nearly as strong as. Are you, Jonas? Are you doing Ramadan? Are you fasting this month? Thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much, Sarah, for subscribing. Okay, welcome, Sarah. Excellent, Jonas. Jonas, I got to tell you, some of the Muslim friends I've had, I kind of actually wanted to start doing Ramadan with them because it seemed like it was good for their health. Like they would lose weight, like maybe not in a good way, but it would like cleanse their bodies and shit. Like, anyway, I know it's really hard to get through it. That's very impressive, Jonas. Good on you. And I think it's good for developing people's mental fortitude as well, regardless of, my religious beliefs. But good luck to you, Jonas, really. All right. Yeah, exactly, Jonas. And that's what I've heard. No, Matt Saiga, I don't mean like in some weird medical way. I mean like it kind of makes you feel refreshed. And I've heard it described as like your body feels cleaner. Not like it actually cleanses your body, but, and yeah, so it's, maybe, there also have been studies that show that sometimes intermittent fasting can be good for a person, regardless. Okay. I'm not, of course, an expert on this, but it was just something I was thinking about. Yeah, no, that's okay. Hey, Chris, don't apologize, Chris, okay? I'm the one who decided to go over here. Okay, so while we're waiting for them to start, If you want the magic, you got to do the ritual, Sam. Absolutely, Fetty. Okay, correct. All right. Okay, let's do that. Wait a minute, Jonas. Okay. Yeah, Jonas. Oh God, I feel like I'm Anglophobic by sometimes when I talk about these things, but I'm not. I love English. I love the UK, but also had to listen to a food debate at work. Someone claimed English food over Indian and Italian food. Yeah, that is just factually and empirically incorrect. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to say it. It is just factually and empirically correct. By the way, I'd say the same thing about American food, right? It'd be factually and empirically incorrect to say American food is better than Indian or Italian food, okay? Okay. Yeah, empirically and factually incorrect, okay? Anyway. So, Yorkshire, she brought up Yorkshire pudding. Oh, good God. Okay. I don't, anyway. Okay, let me take a look here. Let's watch some other stuff while we're waiting for him to go live. And then after this, guys, we'll do our Kahoot, all right? We'll do our Kahoot after all this. All right. So, let's copy this. You know, that's fair. That's fair, Fetty. What are you, some sort of, like, lib, Fetty? Like, what are you saying? Like, are you woke? Just kidding. All right. Yeah, girl, eat some flan and calm down, right? Flan is, oh my God, flan is delicious. All right. I know a lot of people don't actually like the texture of flan. I can see that. I like it, but I get like sometimes the texture of things can be off-putting. Okay, so let's watch this. Here we have,
my husband
I thought we could start watching this. Why not? Why not? This is a, okay. This is a video that someone sent me. I think it was actually, was it Fetty that sent me this? Speaking of Fetty Spaghetti, I think Fetty sent this to me. This is a video called White Women Are Leaving Their MAGA Husbands. I don't know what it's about, but I'm sure it'll be amusing. And while we're waiting for the Mango Mussolini, to speak, I thought we could do this. So yeah, let's watch. I don't know what it'll be about, okay? Let's see what it's about.
Because he became a QAnon MAGA freakazoid. And I divorce your husband, ladies. Leave your husbands if they're MAGA.
White women are leaving their white husbands, and it's all over my FYP. And I want to share my
Druzilla. Okay, guys, important. Oh, is there? Oh, thank you. I am not Unreal. I will take a look at that here in a second. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. I am not real.
The
Welcome
World
back,
War
by the way.
II
I am
Big
not
Three. Churchill.
The Big Three. Ooh, yes. Stalin, Churchill, and Roosevelt. Fantastic. Okay. So, we'll watch that here in a second. Let's do this, but I want to say something. So, Druzilla just said, anyone have a good antidote for a stupid crush? Yes, Druzilla, I do. So, it should, I know, guys, we're getting off track, but this is a good conversation to have, because I know some of us, there was even someone else yesterday that was going on their first date and stuff. This is going to sound harsh to me. Love is a chemical addiction, or a crush is even sort of a chemical addiction. I know. Really, Chris? Ooh, that's disgusting. You got a DHS ad? Probably because I'm anti-DHS and they're trying to de-radicalize you people out there? Okay. So, or maybe because I have Trump in the title, that's why there's a DHS ad? Okay. So, maybe I need to go and make sure we don't get DHS ads. I think I can do that. Okay. So anyway, a crush is a chemical addiction. If you look at it scientifically, okay, there's a chemical in your brains called oxytocin that gets released when you're around people you have a crush on. It makes you feel kind of warm and fuzzy, makes you attracted to them. I know this sounds really cold and scientific, okay? It is literally a chemical reaction, Jonas, okay? So, right, I know I'm horrible, but the reason I'm saying this, okay, is that it's kind of like an addiction, which is why if you've been with someone for an extended period of time and you suddenly break up with that person, you go through the symptoms of withdrawal, like a chemical withdrawal. You get depressed, you crave that person, right? You cry a lot, you sleep more. It's like going through a chemical withdrawal, through like you just stopped taking a drug. So my recommendation, Druzilla, and I said all that to back up. To back it up here, there are two ways to do it. One, you got to go cold turkey. Okay, you go cold turkey on it. You stop exposing yourself to that person and try to focus on something else. The other thing, too, is hang out with other guys. Try and get the chemicals to be generated for other people other than just that person you have a crush on. And then it won't matter that. So you can either replace the chemicals by having them released by someone else, or you can go cold turkey on it. Okay? You see what I mean? So I'd say, I know that's a really cold and scientific way of looking at it, but that would be the way to do it, in my opinion. If anyone else has any more, I guess, kind ways of phrasing that are less rigid. Yeah, there you go, Cavell. Yeah, you felt that when your girlfriend died. I'm so sorry, Cavell. Oh, my God. Okay, exactly. It's like losing. All right. You see him once every week. Then, Drusilla, I would say go and hang out with other guys. Hang out with other guys. Try to get... make it so that you don't have to have the crush on that person. Try to get the chemicals generated by someone else. Okay. All right. Yeah, we live in a time where you can always be exposed to people. You got to unfollow, block them, or else you're going to Goomex. That's fair, Meowsor. That's fair. Okay, anyway. Moving on here. So why are MAGA women leaving their husbands?
Perspective as a white woman, but also as a social worker, about why I'm not surprised, but also about...
Yeah, Macon. Like, it's common. And, like, it's a lot of people are, people forget that, like, depression. I mean, you basically go through withdrawal when you break up with someone. I get it, Macon. And the longer you have been with someone, the harder it is. It's kind of like you've been on a drug for longer. It becomes harder.
Why this is very pivotal. White women around the country just watched the tragedy of what happened.
Real fast, Macon says, related to drugs, related to dating, recently heard someone say that the fear of loss is greater than a desire for gain. Yeah, and that's what people do with drugs, is it not? You don't, like, if you're addicted to a drug, you know that it is better to not do it, but you don't want to, you need the drug, right? You see what I mean? Okay. Meowzord, also practice non-attachment, respect the crush, but also be able to let it go. I had a friend who said, I can't live in New York City. I'd fall in love every day. Reality is that, yes, you do, but you got to keep going. You can't obsess over everyone. That's a good point, Meowzord. Meowzord, I think, has a wiser way of phrasing things than I do.
To Renee Good. White women are watching the news. They are on TikTok. They are seeing a lot of the chaos breaking out around the country, and they are concerned. They are anxious. They are waking up. And so women are going to their husbands and they're asking them, what's our plan if this comes to our city? What's our plan if things continue to escalate in the country?
Hello, Ninjester,
Did you see
welcome.
what happened? What would I do if that was me? And a lot of white husbands, not surprisingly, are responding with statements like...
Hey, okay, now, guys, if I'm being overly sensitive, please let me know. Why does she keep saying white husbands? Do you see what I mean? It's just weird to me that she keeps specifying that it's white husbands. There are also, by the way, people of color who had husbands who voted for Trump. I know a lot of them were white. I'm just saying, why is she specifying white husbands? His major voter base. Yeah, that's true. That is true. But I guess it just seems like a. I know I don't want to come across as like I'm white, so I'm sensitive about this, but I don't understand. It's almost like to me it gives off that she is trying to. I don't know. I don't know what she's trying to do. Well, maybe I have to listen to her. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh. People.
Oh.
I don't know what your
A new record. We set a record every time. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
for being
Meowser,
here.
that's what I'm thinking.
The Supreme Court's ruling on tariffs
Doug.
is deeply disappointing,
Thank you.
and I'm ashamed.
Oh,
of
he's crying,
certain
guys.
Members of the court, absolutely ashamed for not having the courage to do what's right for our country.
Is that Lutnick?
I'd like to thank and congratulate Justices Thomas, Alito, and Kavanaugh for their strength and wisdom and love of our country, which is right now very proud of those justices. When you read the dissenting opinions, there's no way that anyone can argue against them. There's no way. Foreign countries that have been ripping us off for years are ecstatic They're so happy.
They're so
And
happy.
They're dancing in the streets, but they won't be dancing for long. That I can assure you.
Oh, that's
The
dark.
Democrats on the court are thrilled, but they will automatically vote no. They're an automatic no, just like in Congress. They're an automatic no. They're against anything that makes America strong, healthy, and great again.
Okay, this is fascist
They
language.
also are a, frankly, disgrace to our nation.
Also,
those
could be
justices.
stochastic terrorism to some
They're
extent.
an automatic no, no matter how good a case you have. It's a no. But you can't knock their loyalty. It's one thing you can do with some of our people.
What?
Others think they're being politically correct, which has happened before
Cavell.
far too often with certain members of this court, and it's happened so often with this court. What a shame.
What a
Having to do with
shame.
voting in particular. When in fact they're just being fools and lapdogs for the rhinos and the radical left Democrats. And
By the way,
not
guys, please like the
that
stream if
they
you
should
haven't
have
already. I
anything
just
at all
noticed
to
we
do
only have
with it.
9 likes on the
They're
stream.
very
It'll help get more
unpatriotic
people in
and
here.
disloyal to our Constitution. It's my opinion that the court has been swayed by foreign interests and a political movement that is far smaller than people would ever think. It's a small movement. I won by millions of votes. We won in a landslide.
Oh, God. Okay.
With all the cheating that went on, there was a lot of it, but we still won in a landslide. Too big to rig. But these people are obnoxious, ignorant, and loud. They're very loud. And I think certain
Every
justices are
accusation is a
afraid of that.
confession.
They don't want to do the right thing. They're afraid of it. This was an important case to me, more as a symbol of economic national security, and also, I would say, just for our country itself, so important, because we're doing so well as a country. We've never done so well. The good news is that there are
I know,
methods,
Jonas.
practices, statutes, and authorities as recognized by the entire court in
Mail
this
order. Oh, my God. I'm
terrible
sorry.
decision, and also as recognized by Congress, which they refer to, that are even stronger than the IEEPA tariffs available to me as president of the
IEEPA
United
tariffs.
States. And in actuality, I was very modest in my ask of other countries and businesses because I wanted to do, and it's very important, I wanted to be very well behaved because I wanted
Jonas.
to do anything. I didn't want to do anything that would affect the decision.
I'll
of
comment
the
on
court.
what you just said
I
about the
understand the
black-white
court.
thing after this.
I
But
understand
I
how-
know what you mean.
They're very easily swayed. I want to be a good boy.
It's actually...
I have
Anyway.
very effectively utilized tariffs over the past year to make America great again. Our stock market has just recently broken 50,000 on the Dow, and simultaneously, and even more amazingly, broken 7,000 on the
Golly
S&P.
boy, he's not
Two
you.
numbers that everybody thought upon our landslide election.
He said, I wanted to be a good boy. I wanted to be a good boy. Oh, my God.
Victory could not be attained. Think of that. Nobody thought it was possible to do it within 4 years, and we did it in 1 year. They said you'll never be able. You'll go
Yeah,
back
Jonas,
and you
exactly, Jonas. It's weirdly
the
racist,
geniuses
Jonas.
read their
I know,
statements.
I'll talk about later.
read all of the Nobel Prize winners in economics. They said, no, you couldn't do it in 4 years. Well, we didn't do it in 4 years. We did it in 1 year. We broke every record in the book, and we're continuing to do so. Tariffs have likewise been used to end 5 of the 8 wars that I settled. I settled 8 wars, whether you like it or not, including India, Pakistan.
Okay, this is
big
nothing
ones.
new now.
Nuclear. Could have been nuclear.
Could have been
Prime Minister
nuclear.
of Pakistan said yesterday at the great meeting that we had, the Peace Board, he said
Thank you,
yesterday
Latex
that
Drill. I'm the
President
best
Trump could
joker.
have saved 35 million lives by getting us to stop fighting. They were getting ready to do some bad things. But they've given us great national security, these
That side
tariffs
guy,
have.
shut up. Jesus.
And together with our strong borders, reduced fentanyl coming into our country by 30%. When I use them as a penalty against countries illegally sending this poison
Maybe, Meowswood.
into our country to poison our youth. All of those tariffs remain. They all remain.
Lemire.
I don't know if you know that or not. They all remain.
Drusilla.
We're still getting them, and we will after the decision. I guess there's nobody left to appeal to.
I know latex.
And again, those
Dear
three
God.
people, such respect. I've had a lot of respect for them anyway, but such great respect. But other alternatives will now be used to replace the ones that the court
I think we need the jester hat,
incorrectly
guys.
rejected. We have alternatives.
I'll take it off
Great
afterwards, though, so I don't
alternatives.
overheat, because
Could
I
be
think I
more
have a
money.
fever.
We'll take in more money, and we'll be a lot stronger for it. We're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars. We'll continue to do so. To show you how ridiculous the opinion is, however, the court said that I'm not allowed to charge even $1. I can't charge $1. Can't
Yeah.
charge $1.
Can't charge a
We use 1 penny, but we don't make the pennies anymore. We save money. Can't charge $1 to any country under IEPA. Not $1. I assume to protect other countries. This must have been done to protect those other countries. Certainly not the
Wha- oh
United
my
States
God.
of America, which they should be interested in protecting. That's what they're supposed to be protecting. But I am allowed to cut off any and all trade or business with that same country. In other words, I can destroy the trade. I can destroy the country. I'm even
What?
allowed to impose a foreign country destroying embargo. I can embargo. I can do anything I want, but I can't charge $1. Because that's not what it says.
Yeah.
And that's not
You
the way it
mouse
even
horse, God.
reads. I can do anything I want to do to them, but I can't charge any money. So I'm allowed to destroy
you
the country,
can.
but I can't charge them a little fee. I could give them a little two-cent fee.
A little 2 cent.
But I cannot charge under any circumstances. I cannot charge them anything. Think of that. How ridiculous is that? I'm allowed to embargo them.
Guys, don't worry.
I'm
The
allowed
Dow
to
is
tell them you
above
can't
50K.
do business in the United States anymore. We want you out of here. But if I want to charge them $10, I can't do that. It's incorrect. Their decision's incorrect. But it doesn't matter because we have very powerful alternatives that have
Yeah.
been approved
See,
by this decision.
There are
You know, they've
other
been approved by the
alternatives to
decision.
this. So
those
he is,
that
he
thought
is
they
saying
had
he's,
us.
he has to listen to the court, like
And they're
I
saying
said.
that I have the absolute right to license, but not the right to charge a license fee. So think of that. I have the right to license, which is a very powerful word.
Very
In many ways,
powerful
license
word.
is more powerful
License.
than tariffs. In fact, I was thinking about using it. But they came up with the idea that I can license, just like the people that were opposing me told them to do, but not the right to charge a license fee. Think of that. Who ever heard of such a thing? What
Right,
license
Chris.
has ever been issued without the right to charge a fee? You get a license, you charge a fee. It's automatic, but not with this court. But now the court has given me the unquestioned right to ban all sorts of things from coming into our country, to destroy foreign countries. But a much more powerful right than many people ever thought we even had,
You know what,
but
guys?
not the right to charge. a
I
fee.
actually agree
How
with
cra-
him. Maybe the United States, maybe the president shouldn't have the right to unilaterally bomb or embargo a foreign country. You know, if they can't do a tariff, maybe they also shouldn't be able to do that. I'm not. I don't want to take his argument, which is if I can do this, I should be able to do the tariffs also. No. How about they're not able to do either thing? Okay.
Easy as that. Our country is the hottest country anywhere in the world right now. And it was a dead country 1.5 years ago under an incompetent president. But now I'm going to go in a different direction. Probably the direction that
How's the
I
word exactly?
should have gone the first time, but I read the language. I'm very good at reading language, and it read our way 100%. But now I'll go the way I could have gone originally, which is even
I'm very
stronger
good at
than our
reading
original
language.
choice. As Justice Kavanaugh, whose stock has gone so well, you have to see, I'm so proud of him, wrote in his dissent, although I firmly disagree with the court's holding today, the decision might not substantially constrain a president's ability to order tariffs going forward. So, think of that. The decision might not substantially constrain. And it doesn't. He's right. In fact, I can charge much more than I was charging. So I'm going to just start. Although I firmly disagree with the court's holding today, the decision might not substantially constrain a president's ability to order tariffs going forward. That's because numerous other federal statutes, which is so true, authorize the president to impose tariffs and might justify most, if not all, of the tariffs issued in this case. Even more tariffs, actually. Those statutes include... Think of that.
A mad scene.
Those statutes include, for example, the Trade Expansion Act of 1962, Section 232. All of these things I know so well. The Trade Act of 1974, Sections 122, 201,
Okay, why are we
301,
going into a law lesson?
and the Tariff Act of 1930, Section 338, all clear. But it's a little bit longer process. I thought I'd make things simple, but they didn't let us do that. I would like to thank
latex rule.
Justice Kavanaugh for frankly, his genius and his great ability. Very proud of that appointment. In actuality, while I am sure that they did not mean to do so, the
Right,
Supreme
Megan.
Court's decision today made a president's ability to both regulate trade and impose tariffs more powerful.
Guys, oh
and
my
more
God, he's
crystal
coping
clear
so hard.
rather than less. I don't
He's
think they meant
noticing
that.
because it
Sure
did
they didn't.
weaken his power, and now he's like, no, it makes me more powerful,
terrible.
not less powerful.
And to
Oh
think
my God, we
that
already
the
knew he was
Democrats
obsessed
who
with
oppose this
power.
only because they want to go the opposite way. They'd like to pack the court. They want to put on 21 people. They want to pack the court, pack the Supreme Court. Maybe they should do it.
There you go, Nana.
Maybe they would be better off if they did it. They want to pack the court. They want to do anything to hurt our country.
Yeah, latex.
There will no longer be any doubt, and the income coming in and the protection of our companies and country will actually increase because of this decision. I don't think the court meant that, but it's the way it is. Based
Guys,
on long-standing law
he
and
seems
hundreds
upset.
of victories, and even as I was pointed out before, even
This is actually
thousands
great
of
for me.
victories over the years. To the contrary, the Supreme Court
I'm
did
pissed
not
off, but this is
overrule
great for me.
tariffs. They merely overruled a particular use of IEEPA tariffs. And essentially, it's to use to get a fee. I can do anything I want with IEEPA. Anything. I just can't charge
Right,
anybody
Louise?
for it. I can license, I just can't charge them. It's ridiculous, but it's okay because
Yeah, he seems really
other ways,
upset. Like
numerous
he's
other
coping
ways.
hard right now.
the ability to block, embargo, restrict, license, or impose any other condition on a foreign country's ability to conduct trade
Right, Megan.
with the United States under IEEPA has been fully confirmed by this decision. So now there's no doubt, because, there were a lot of questions about tariffs because no president was smart enough to use them to protect our country from those countries and businesses that were ripping us off.
Yeah, Sword.
You took a look at the deficits that we
Yeah,
had with
Elliot.
some of these countries. It was disgraceful what they got away with for many, many decades. But now we know because this decision affirms all those things
Jesus.
that some people weren't sure about. In order to protect, and it says so, in order to protect our country, a president can actually charge more tariffs than I was charging in the past period of a year under the various
Yeah,
tariff authorities. So we can use other of the statutes, other of the tariff authorities, which have also been
Right,
confirmed
latex? Oh my God, right?
and are fully allowed. Therefore, effective immediately, all national security tariffs under Section 232 and existing Section 301 tariffs, they're existing, they're there, remain in place, fully in place, and in full force and effect. Today, I will sign an order to impose a 10% global tariff under Section 122.
Okay, so this is a problem. I may have been wrong. This is a mistake that he's making. I can guarantee you this is an error, but it's scary. Okay, I did not think he would be bold enough to just be like, it doesn't matter. They're still in force. They're still in force. Okay, the tariffs are still in force, and I'm going to impose an extra tariff of 10%. Well, let's finish hearing what he has to say. Yes, Fetty, you may have, but wait 1 second though, guys. Let's first finish hearing what he has to say. Okay.
Over and above our normal tariffs already being charged. And we're also initiating several Section 301 and other investigations to protect our country from unfair trading practices of other countries and companies. thank you for your attention to this matter. And I say quite simply, which I've said for a long time, make America great again. And interestingly, we've already made it great, so I don't have to use that, but I don't think we'll ever give up on MAGA. MAGA is always going to be with us. If you have a few questions, you can let us know. But just to end, so we're going forward, we will be able to take in more money, and there'll no longer be doubt, because there was always doubt. I know the people that brought the lawsuit, and they're sleazebags, major sleazebags, but I know them, and they're foreign country centric. They were sending things into our country, and the people representing them knew full well, but they were sending things into our country, and they were beneficial to other countries, but very, very bad
Void,
for
we
us.
absolutely are on
And
the
I
brink of
stopped
war.
it, and we'll just keep it going. So we have we have a totally firm decision now, and I don't think the court meant it, because the court doesn't show great spirit toward our country, in my opinion. A lot of bad decisions, but there are usually ways around it. This is something we could have done, as Justice Kavanaugh said, we could have done this originally, but we're doing it now. And the numbers could be far greater than the hundreds of billions we've already taken in.
Okay, now wait.
Mr. President, I'm very curious. You've spoken about
in the red.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Justice Thomas and Alito, as you know, are the most conservative constitutional justices. Do you think that you'll get to appoint 2 more justices later this term with similar ideologies? And what type of vetting process will they go through to ensure they uphold
I don't know, but they're great
Constitution?
justices. That's all I can say. And I hope they're going to be around a long time. I hope they're going to stay healthy. They're great people. They're great. And Justice Alito, too, to add to the group. These are great men.
Right.
They're with a great love of our country and a great understanding of the law.
Mr. President, are you going to ask Congress to take additional action on tariffs now? Have you
No, I don't
spoken
need to.
your
It's already been approved. I mean, I would ask Congress and probably get it. When people look at the real numbers, and you look at hundreds of billions of dollars that have come into our country. Yesterday, I was at a steel plant, as you know, and I went to great place, great plant.
So I'm trying to figure out.
And they were telling me, I said to them, you were there, a lot of the press in this room. Of course, I don't think this plane's big enough to take the press in this room, but a lot of the press right here. We're in Georgia. And I said to the owner of, I met a factory. They make steel products. And I said, how are you? Nice to meet you. How's business? President, I'd love to kiss you. This is a very powerful man. I don't want to be kissed by that man. But a very
I'm not
powerful,
gay.
strong man. He's
I'm
been
not
in the
gay,
steel
guys.
business for many years. His father started it. And he said, sir, I want to kiss you. I said, why? He said, because we were down to working 1 hour a week, and then you came in and imposed tariffs, and all of that foreign junk that they were dropping into our country stopped. And we're now going to double shifts, 7 days a week, and we may be very soon going to 24 hours around the clock, almost 7 days a week. He said, sir, I want to kiss you so badly. And I said, no, thank you. But you know what? He just to finalize it, he said, oh, this is a great place in Georgia. He said, all up and down the highway, same exact answer, sir. We're all going out of business. We're going to go bankrupt. We're all going out of business.
I'm trying to interpret
and now
this, guys.
Every one of us are thriving, and we're hiring people like we haven't. He said, like I've never, and he's been in business for, I think, 45 years, like we've never hired before. That's because of tariffs. And we're going to keep it going the same way. And you're going to start to see the results in a year from now when all those factories start that are under construction right now. You see all the construction numbers are so good. Those construction workers are building factories that are going to be open, including not only AI, which is big, but car plants coming in from Canada, who ripped us off for 30% of our market. Mexico ripped us off for a big portion. Over the years, they've taken our market. They've taken our cars. They manufacture them in Japan, Germany, and all over the place because nobody's standing in this position.
Okay,
the position
so I was
have
just
as
reading some
President of the
specifics,
United
guys.
States
He isn't.
had
He
the
isn't.
insight, the courage. Well, I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to pause real fast just to explain something. I was just reading some news sites about what he said because it was kind of unclear. He didn't say he's going to continue the tariffs that they have stopped. he's saying that he's going to continue the tariffs that they said he could continue to, they said he could continue, okay? And he's going to add a 10% more tariff on top of it. So he is not saying that he's going to continue with the tariffs that were overturned, but he's planning to use the other means he's been given to impose those tariffs again, okay? Now, we'll see how this goes, because like I said, I don't see how he could not listen to them without there basically being a rebellion from the elites, but okay.
What it is to charge tariffs, you can make your product outside, you can put our people out of business, you can put everybody on the unemployment rolls, but if you're going to make a car in some other country, you're going to pay a 15, 20, 30% tariff. And those things would have never happened. We wouldn't have lost our business. Same thing with, as an example, Taiwan. Taiwan came in, they stole our chip business. They make chips. For 30 years longer, they made chip, and they put our companies. Intel would be now the largest company. I saved Intel. I literally saved it at the beginning of this administration. And now all those companies in Taiwan are building factories in Arizona, Texas, and various other places because they don't want to pay tariffs. They're all pouring into the United States. But just like that great patriot said yesterday, sir, what you've done, nobody thought was possible. And Steve Moore, a highly respected economist, came into my office yesterday. He said, you've done something nobody's ever done. 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics said we would right now be in a recession. And you said, no, we're going to have a booming country. We're going to have a booming country. You were right. All 22 were wrong.
Okay.
And you were right. This country is booming. And it's booming because of the election on November 5th. And it's booming for another reason. It's booming because of tariffs. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Yes, Lacroix. So he's real fast, guys. There is a law, a 1974 law called Section 122 that allows the president to apply a 150-day tariff universally to all countries in an effort to save the American dollar if he feels that the American dollar is about to crash. He has not tried that yet, and apparently he said earlier he's going to try to now use Section 122 to pass the tariffs that he originally passed using a different law that the Supreme Court has struck down. Okay, so he is trying to now use a different law to pass the tariffs. All right.
What will you say ahead of this decision that if the Supreme Court
Yeah, please,
rules,
go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. What will you say to foreign nations who seek to renegotiate their deals? And what did you mean a moment ago when you said that the Supreme Court has been swayed by foreign interests?
Correct, Lemira. You know it, Lemira. He'd have to prove that the United States is under threat. So he's setting up for another confrontation with the Supreme Court, okay, by doing this. Yeah.
I think that foreign interests
Lemira
are represented by people that I believe have undue influence. They have a lot of influence over the Supreme Court, whether it's through fear or respect or friendships. I don't know. But I know some of the people that were involved on the other side, and I don't like them. I think they're real slime balls. And
I don't like them.
Got to do what's right for the country. You got to do what's right for the Constitution. That's why I respect so much Justice Thomas, Alito, Kavanaugh, because they not only dissented, their dissent is so strong. When you read their dissent, you know, a lot of times you'll read a dissent and it's like, well, you don't know, it could go either way. There's no other way. The good news is, it's like Justice Kavanaugh said, very strongly said, you have other ways you can go. You don't have to go that way. You can go other way. There are numerous other ways
Sir Bartholomew.
you can go. And frankly, this should have been done by presidents many years ago. They allowed our country to be eaten alive. We lost 50% of our car business. We used to make cars. We made all the cars.
And it's going to be harder for him to, by the way, the new authority and I know this is legal talk, guys, but the new authority he's claiming under Section 122 will be harder to prove to a court than the one that he just lost. So to be clear, guys, you can tell he's deeply upset. And obviously he's lashing out, claiming the Supreme Court is influenced by foreign governments. A few, not that long ago, Mitch McConnell came out and said that, it was obviously illegal the whole time. So a lot of Republicans are coming out, some of them, and saying, yeah, this was a good ruling. And so this is a defeat for him, and the defeat is being backed by people in his own party. It's interesting. We'll have to see where it goes.
Then Mexico came, Canada came, and Japan and Germany, but they're all coming back now. They're all coming back at record levels. No, you please. I'm not.
There you go, Matsy.
I don't talk to CNN. It's fake news. Go ahead.
Mr. President, yesterday you made the case that the economy is the hottest
Not-
it's been in a long time.
Louise,
January
not
jobs
many. I just saw when I was looking around that there were a few Republicans coming out and supporting the decision. You shouldn't really take my word for that. I'm sure a lot of them are going to be like, "Oh, the Supreme Court is rigged. You know, it's influenced by foreign governments or whatever." But okay.
Beat expectations. CPI report beat expectation. Real wages are up. What would you tell Americans who are worried that this decision will kind of throw the economy that you have projected going in the right direction at a very rapid pace off track?
Well, thank you for the question.
Guys, please like the stream if you haven't already.
We really are
Help get more people in here.
at a very important point. I've been waiting for this decision so long. They could have made this decision a long time ago. Not complex. They're wrong on it. It's a ridiculous decision. But they should have released this a long time ago. We waited months. And that gave uncertainty. Now we have certainty. And I think you're going to see the country get much stronger because of it. Look, we were ripped off by
Exactly, Lemira.
almost every country in the world. If you look at the surpluses, almost every country in the world that did business with us, our people were stupid. And I blame presidents for it because they're ultimately
Okay, yeah, blah, 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 blah,
the
blah.
leader. We were being ripped off by almost every single country in the world had some massive surpluses. China had hundreds of billions of dollars in surpluses with the United States. They rebuilt China. They rebuilt the army. We built China's army by allowing that to happen. I have a great relationship with President Xi, but he respects our country now. Now, what we've done, I charged China a 20% tariff as a penalty for sending fentanyl in. And that was 20 times more than they could make by selling fentanyl. And I said, you know, at some point you're going to say, like, and they have reduced it. You know, fentanyl is down by more than 30% coming into our
Yeah, he doesn't
country.
care
Part of
about
that
us
is
at
our
all,
strong
Manzor.
border. We have a strong border now. But thank you.
Right,
Thank you.
RL, Jesus. You're right, Richard.
Mr. President, sir, you warned once in a social media post that if the Supreme Court did this, shot down your tariffs, the U.S. would be, quote, financially defenseless. Are we financially defenseless
No,
right now?
because we're doing something in a different way. We're doing something in a very powerful
Oh, so
way.
I love the cope.
And we're
Guys,
using
I'm getting
things
turned
that
on
some
by
people
how
thought we
upset
should
he
have
is.
used in
Oh
the
my
first
God.
place. But it's more complicated. It's a little more complicated. The process takes a little
Nope,
more
it's
time.
not a defeat at
But
all.
the end result is going to get us more money, and I think it's going to be great. Yeah, please. Peter, go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. So, since Liberation Day, there's about $175 billion in tariff revenue that is now...
Okay, that's Fox News. You can tell because they use the word Liberation Day to describe the day he put the tariffs on. Automatically, you can hear that that's a Fox News reporter.
in limbo. Do you have to refund $175 billion?
Think of it, Peter. Very fair question.
Yep, Peter Ducey. Yep.
They take months and months to write an opinion, and they don't even discuss that point. We've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars, not millions, hundreds of billions of dollars. And so I said, well, what happens to all the money that we took in? It wasn't discussed. What do you think they would have put one sentence in there saying that keep the money or don't keep the money, right? I guess it has.
You know, they should redistribute it to us. They never will, but hey, I'd be okay with that. You know, don't give it back to the companies. Give it to us. We're the ones who paid for the tariffs.
to get litigated for the next 2 years. So
They
they
never
write
will.
this terrible, defective decision, totally defective. It's almost like not written by smart people. And what they do, they don't even talk about that. Your question is very basic. That was the first question I asked also to make you feel good. They say, what about all the money that we've taken in?
Yeah,
so they don't
Lemira.
discuss that. How crazy is that?
Mira, you know this
What you're
stuff
saying
really
is,
well.
Are you saying that you don't plan to honor refunds for companies that file for them?
I just told you the answer, right? I told you the answer. It's not discussed. We'll end up being in court for the next 5 years.
Ha ha.
Go ahead, Green.
Thank you, Mr. President. When
Guys,
you
what's
were
going to
talking
happen
about
if
the
he
rela-
doesn't do those refunds? All these companies are going to come after him and they're going to litigate against him. That's going to really tie up his administration. Like, there's going to be a ton of litigation happening that's really going to F with his administration. So I love that. please don't return the money. See what happens. Like I said, guys, the powerful, the corporations and the elites and stuff like that, they are not going to be happy that they were illegally charged these things. Okay. So they're going to come after him for that money because that's all they care about, folks. That's all they care about. They only care about the money, right? Yeah. There you go. Lamira says some of our clients were already suing him. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The DOJ is going to be inundated with lawsuits. Okay. Like that's good. That is good for us.
Relationship with countries that you have sought trade deals with, do you anticipate that they will seek to renegotiate those? What do you say to them, and do you view this as a potential undermining power for your
we're
negotiations?
going straight ahead with 10% straight across the board, which was the absolute right to do, and that's taking place. That's a lot of money coming into our country. And then during that period of about 5 months,
hello, Rokushu,
we are doing the various investigations necessary to put fair tariffs or tariffs, period, on other countries.
There you go.
So we're doing that period, but we're immediately instituting the 10% provision, which we're allowed to do.
Jonas.
And in the end, I think we'll take more money than we've taken in before.
Jonas, you know more about America than most Americans anyway. Hello, Loiso.
You used the tariff revenue to pay for a host of federal policies. You claim that they will pay for them. What happens
Well,
to
like
those
the
things?
farmers, we took care of farmers. You know, the farmers were mistreated by foreign countries very badly, very, very badly. And last week I gave them $12 billion out of tariff money. We intend to, out of tariff money, because just so you understand, we have tariffs. We just have them in a different way. And now they've been confirmed
Christ, I got
by
you
the
there.
Supreme Court of the United States.
I feel the same way.
So there's no longer that question out there about tariffs. And we'll be taking in hundreds of billions of dollars. And countries that have treated us badly will have to pay a price for treating us badly. And countries that have been good to us will be treated very well. We just left the top person.
Guys, what
in a
is with
place
the
called
lighting
Vietnam,
on his
just
hair
left my
and shit?
office.
Do you
Great
see this?
Gentleman.
He looks like he has a
Strong and
halo, like
smart.
his hair
He
is
said,
like
I
glowing.
think this means you're allowed to charge us more tariffs than before. And,
Thank you, Shasha Khan. Thank you
Canada
very
said
much. Thank you
to
very, very much.
Jameson, I might want to say it, Jameson, but Canada said, I hope you win
How
this
you doing,
decision
Shasha
because
Khan?
if you
I know you've
don't
been
win,
in
you'll
here
actually
quite
be allowed
frequently.
to charge us with a little additional work, higher tariffs. Jameson, you want to comment on that?
He's such a baby. He's like, fine, you take away our tariffs. We're going to charge higher tariffs.
To the president's point, we have a lot of tools out there. We have Section 122, which will be implemented today. It will be signed today and implemented very shortly. We have Section 301 investigations, which are incredibly legally durable, where we can investigate and address unfair trading practices that have led to our huge trade deficit. And so you can look forward in the coming days and weeks to seeing all of that come out, and we're going to keep.
That actually is a good point, Meowzord and Rokusho.
Addressing this so that the deficit can keep going down. That's the trend it has, and we can make America great again.
Yeah, please don't forget, guys, that Trump decreased taxes on the wealthy, and he massively increased military spending. So this bullshit that Trump is decreasing deficits, no, okay, no.
Several of Republicans in Congress have supported this decision by the Supreme Court, and Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic leader, has called you a wannabe king. Why wouldn't
him a low IQ?
But why wouldn't
he doesn't even know? And I watched him the other day interview. The guy doesn't even know what a tariff is.
But there's been bipartisan criticism
No, not bipartisan.
of the tariffs.
Excuse me.
There's several
A few
Republicans
people.
have said that.
Yeah,
But
a
why
few people.
wouldn't you just work with Congress to come up with a plan?
I don't have to.
Oh, here's a
push
list.
tariffs?
I have the right to do tariffs, and I've always had the right to do tariffs, and it's all been approved by Congress, so there's no reason to do it. All we're doing is we're going through a little bit more complicated process, not complicated very much, but a little more complicated than what we had. We'll be able to take in tariffs, more tariffs.
Interesting how he always uses the phrase low IQ to describe people who are not white. Have you noticed that? Just a side note there. I'm not a fan of Hakeem Jeffries, but he called Somalians low IQ. He said Hakeem Jeffries is low IQ. He said, what is it, AOC is low IQ. Huh, interesting.
And the Congress people, and the
Voted
Congress.
down the Canadian tariffs last week.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
been votes
you
in the
know why?
Senate against it.
Yeah,
Hey,
because
Sir
we lost
Brewski,
two
yeah.
Republicans or three Republicans.
Yep, it's a
because,
big problem, Sir Brewski.
they're
Welcome.
Not good Republicans. What you don't say, you don't say that we got 215 votes.
You need 218 for something to pass.
That's like
we might have lost 3 votes. And what was the score on the Republican side? 215-3, right?
Of course,
But you
Dolly
don't say
Boy.
that. We have great unity. There's great unity in the Republican Party, and I hope everyone's going to vote Republican.
Oh,
'cause
is there?
otherwise you
Is
won't
there
have a
great
country
unity in the
left.
Republican
'Cause
Party?
These people have been they are destroying our country. Please.
God, fascist language.
122 tariffs, that 10%. Yeah. Is that going to be for 150 days, or do you want to charge that indefinitely?
We have a right to do pretty much what we want to do, but we're going to charge it starting effectively. I think it's 3 days from now. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, you speak to a lot of factory workers, a lot of manufacturing workers.
Guys,
What
I am
does the
curious. Has
Supreme-
anyone been looking at the stock market? Well, first of all, you know how much I love the stock market. No, I'm just kidding. But I know that the stock market probably bumped up when he canceled the tariffs, but I wonder what it's doing now, given that he's like, well, we're going to put him back on. We're putting him back on. Is the stock market, does it look like a seesaw right now? Is it like up, down, up, down, up, down? I mean, it normally is, but like in the last day or so, I'd have to go look.
Court ruling say? What's that message to those factory workers?
Well, I think the factory workers are happy because we're now telling them that they're going to look.
Badass
The
emancipation.
man I
More
met
power.
with yesterday,
More power
who
to
owned
the
a
UK.
factory, was out of business.
Rules
He was
Britannia.
out of business, and now he's employing 5 times. In fact, I walked in. He's got a brand new crane. I said, "How old is that crane?" We got it in December. He's allowed to write it off in 1 minute. The Great Big Beautiful Act gave no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. He said this great big beautiful bill,
Hello,
frankly, has been the best thing that's ever happened for the workers of the much more
Is it,
so than
RL?
for rich people. The only thing it does for rich people, it allows them to hire a lot more people. But when I saw him, and then he said it's all up and down the line.
Oh, I
This is a
got guys.
place
There's that
in
classic
Georgia.
code
all
word,
up
right?
and down. Other factories doing
The
different.
job
not only-
creators. That's a code word that means profits, right? So he's like, oh, well, it means that rich people won't be able to hire as much. That's a code word for it means they won't be able to make as much money. To be clear, guys, that's what that means. Okay? And it's actually funny that he said rich people instead of saying corporations, because that gives away the game. It's about wealth for the rich, not about corporations being able to hire more people. All right?
Steel products different. He said every one of us was out of business. We could barely make it. Some of them were down to less than an hour a week. Think of it, 1 hour a week to make just a few little trinkets or whatever they make. Now they're going round the clock. I had it a month ago. I went to Michigan, went to Ford, and I met with Bill Ford, the head of Ford, and we were in one of the biggest plants, an original plant from the early 1900s, where, by the way, I might add this, it's not really relevant, but it's all relevant. Murders are down.
Oh,
the
God,
lowest
here we go.
Since 1900, around the time that he had this plant. That's 125 years. We have the lowest murder rate. Okay. And our crime is way down in the country. The factories that we're talking about, the people that we're talking about, they are so thrilled with Trump. So whether we charge IEEPA tariffs or whether we charge tariffs under a different section, that's what we're going to be doing. There's no way we can this is what happened to our country. This is why we owe $38 trillion, which we'll get rid of in pretty good course. We have a very incompetent
you're right, Mithril.
Fed chairman who likes high interest rates. For political reasons, he likes them. But we're going to have somebody very good.
Chris.
Interest rates should come down very substantially. I think
I know, right, Brentwood? Jesus.
We should pay the lowest interest rates on the planet. There should be no country, and we don't do that. We're number 38. This is just bad policy for a long period of time. But what's happened is we've made America strong again. We've made America great again.
Strong
we should
again.
pay. As an example, the country of Switzerland, we were getting almost no tariffs.
There you go,
on them.
right,
We had a
Lemira? That which will
$40
solve by
billion
increasing the
deficit.
military budget to 1.5
And
trillion.
the prime minister
exactly.
called me up. She said, "But we are a small country," because I said we're going to raise it to 39% from nothing.
And by the way, about to go to war with Iran, which I'm sure doesn't have any costs associated with it either, right? If you want to ignore the morality of bombing to oblivion another country because they won't accede to our imperial demands, the fact that anyway, I'm sure that's not expensive at all.
That would have rendered them not very successful, as opposed to right now they're considered elite.
Yep,
But if
Doug,
we
you
put
know
a
it.
tariff, and I realized then, she said, "But sir, we are a small country." I said,
it'll
"You're a small
cost
country
us,
with a
folks.
big deficit. For us, You're making a lot of...
No, guys, I'm sorry. Maybe I misunderstood what he said. Yes, war makes money for profiteers. I'm saying that it'll cost us taxpayer dollars, though, right? Because it'll be our taxes going to the big weapons manufacturers. You know,
money off the United States.
He already did, Brett. Did you hear
we do
earlier how he
that,
said,
a lot of these
I know
elite
language,
countries, they're
I read
elite because we
language.
let them make so much money.
Whatever he said.
And I want them to do well, but I don't want them to do well on the backs of the American taxpayer. So I appreciate your question. I think it's a reasonable answer.
Yeah, right, RL.
President Trump, you said that you were disappointed with that, but were you surprised with this decision? What you felt when you...
I was surprised because I thought that what we did was, number one, according
Exactly,
to...
Richard.
I mean, I read the paragraphs. I read very well. Great comprehension.
You called it, but Brett, you
I read
called it, Brett.
everything there is to read, and I said, we can't lose this case. But we can when judges are political, when they want to be politically correct, when they're catering to a group of people in D.C. Maybe I don't know what it is, because when you read it, there's no other interpretation. There is no other interpretation. But it's okay, because
No,
what
no,
has
he
come
doesn't.
out, and I'll say it for the third time and maybe the last time in a while, is that we've taken the uncertainty of tariffs out, because we had uncertainty. We got sued by
Chris.
sleazebags. I know them well.
You all are naughty out there, all your
that
naughty
are
little
very
silly jokes.
outside country, China-centric, but outside country-centric. And they're going to end up not doing as well as they did before. America was becoming really, really, we're strong again. Hey, we have the strongest military. I rebuilt the military.
Oh God! Okay, can we wrap this up,
We have the most
old man?
powerful military. We make the best equipment, and even them, you know, we could do much better. We have people that get paid a lot of money to manufacture
Our bombs are
Patriot
murdering
missiles and
literally
javelins and all the
thousands of
different things,
children
but
in Gaza.
When you want them, they're too
the
slow.
greatest, most
And we put
explosive
them on
ordnance
notice,
ever
and they're
seen
gonna
on
make-
Earth.
Our country
Our
is
anti-baby
building a lot of
bombs
things right now, and
are
our country
making
is
us
doing
great again.
really well, and we're going to keep it that way. The bottom line is that the word certainty is now in the equation. Every single thing I said today is guaranteed certainty. It's been tested, as Jameson said 1,000 times. Literally, I said hundreds of times. He said,
Yeah,
"Sir,
bombs,
actually,
beautiful
thousands of
bombs,"
times,"
right, Lemire?
and won in all of the courts. And we're just going back to that. And the problem is that we had other presidents that weren't into trade. Maybe
What?
they weren't business oriented. Maybe they weren't smart. We had some dummies too, you know. I respectfully say.
Why
we
is
had
he
some real
slowing
dummies.
down?
So
yeah, hello,
so
John
we are
Curtis.
going
He's
to
off his meds again.
keep
He's
it going
slowing
just
down. I
as
feel like
before,
he's
probably
coming down.
more so. But
off
it's-
some
you're no
meds.
longer going to be asked every time I got up. You'd ask, "Well, what happens if you can't charge tariffs?" Now we can. And by the way,
Yeah,
in their
okay, way to
decision, they
reframe what
specifically
happened.
said we can do these. We have alternatives. Yeah.
David, on the trade deals that
lost,
were
Donnie.
negotiated using IEEPA tariffs,
Yeah.
do those stand now, or are they have to be
Well,
redone?
some of them stand. Many of them stand. Some
Yeah,
of them won't.
kind of. You're right,
and they'll be
Richard. It seems like his
replaced with the other
Adderall is
tariffs.
wearing off.
Mr. President, on the Supreme Court justices who ruled against this the policy, striking it down, are they still invited to your State of the Union
Yeah.
next week? And will you speak with them?
They are invited, barely.
Oh God, guys, it's the three. It's the three
Three are
saddest
happily
words in the
invited.
English
No, no,
language.
they're barely,
I wasn't
they're barely
invited.
Honestly, I couldn't care less if they come. Okay.
Mr. President,
Go ahead,
thank you, Mr. President. On the trade deal, which is the framework which
says
is
that to Melania all
to
the
be
time.
signed with India sometime
I couldn't
soon,
care
will
less
that
if you-
stand now?
Never mind.
And on the
Nothing
decision,
changes.
nothing changes.
No, nothing changes. They'll be paying tariffs.
Yeah, Lemire, you can't
And we
come
will
to
not
my
be paying
birthday.
tariffs. Our deal with India is they pay tariffs. This is a reversal from what it used to be, as you know.
There you go, a mad scene.
India, and I think Prime Minister Modi is a great gentleman, a great man. Actually.
Oh, great! Modi
But,
is a
he
great
was,
man. Did you all hear
much
that?
smarter than the people that he was
Narendra
against.
Modi is
in
smarter.
terms
Well,
of the
of course
United
Narendra
States.
Modi is
He was
smarter than
ripping
you.
us
Who
off
isn't
in
smarter than
India.
you?
So we made a deal with India, and it's a fair deal now, and we are not paying tariffs to them, and they are paying tariffs. We did a little flip.
Narendra Modi hates Muslims almost as much as I do.
So up
He's a
as
great
of now
man.
this, Mr.
No, the India deal is on here.
So much, Mr. President.
All the deals are on. It's just we're just going to do it. differently.
Mr. President. Thank you so much, Mr. President. I think there is another war that you stopped and you should take the credit, which is in Syria. Secretary Rubio, after his meeting in Munich with the Syrian Foreign Minister and the Kurdish General Muslim Abdi, he said that President Trump was directly involved in efforts to stop the fighting between the Kurds and the Syrians. How will your administration will make sure that this peace is sustained? And do you support the idea
Well,
of...
it's a very different topic, and so I don't want to spend a lot of time. But all I can say is that the president of Syria, who I essentially put there, is doing a phenomenal job. He's a rough guy. He's not a choir boy.
No, Matt's that guy. What's
choir
that?
boy couldn't do it. But Syria is coming together, really coming together well. And thus far, he's been very good to the Kurds. Yeah.
Thank you.
But not
Mr.
you.
President, what's your message to the Iranian
Trump.
people after 2 rounds of talks with them? Do you have any message to the Iranian people?
The Iranian people in Iran or
Yeah.
people here?
People in Iran.
First, oh God, Jonas, you're not wrong.
Fair deal. You know, the people of Iran are a lot different than the leaders of Iran. And it's very, very, very sad situation. But
hey,
32,000 people were killed over a relatively short period of time. They were going to hang 800 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, guys, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about
some by
that.
crane.
Okay? We know
they lift
that,
him
right?
up with a tall crane. And
we
they
know
play
that
him
he
around
doesn't
the
actually
square.
care about the people.
They were going to
of
hang
Iran, right?
837 people. And I gave him the word, if you hang one person, even one person, that you're going to be hit right then and there. I wasn't waiting 2 weeks and negotiating. And they gave up the hanging. They didn't hang 837. Supposedly, they didn't hang anybody. But no, I feel very badly for the people of Iran. They've lived in hell. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President, you mentioned multiple times foreign influence over the Supreme Court. Do you have evidence of that? And if not, will you investigate that?
You're going to find out.
Okay.
What alternatives are you going to put into place in your relationship with Europe and also those tariffs?
What is all these questions that are coming in now? Okay, whatever, it's fine.
How they're going to go impact the relationship with Russia?
Of course, there you go, Jonas. There you go, Jonas.
Europe has gone woke. Europe is not recognizable when you go into so many
He said that
places.
Europe
Not all
is woke?
countries. You look at Hungary, you look at Poland,
I would bet there's people in chat that know that's not true, right?
Slovakia. There are some countries that have gone very much the opposite, some really, and some others. But Europe has to be strong, and they become soft and not recognizable. You go into
We need to
some of the
rebuild the
countries, I
old
don't wanna be
European
specific, but
empires.
I think everyone knows
Africa
what I'm
is
talking
independent.
about.
You know,
And,
Africa, which is a
they're not
country, because I don't know the
recognizable. They
difference between
become-
different African
the
countries.
environmentalists have taken over. They've got windmills destroying their fields and their beautiful meadows and their oceans, and they're paying a fortune. No,
The windmills are
Europe has to
destroying
get
their
smart.
fields?
Europe's getting killed on two things,
Ah.
energy and immigration. And if they don't solve both of them fast, Europe is not the same place. Yeah, please.
It's not the same place that it was in the 40s.
Are you surprised in particular
That was the best
by their
time in
decision
Europe, the
today?
40s.
And do you regret nominating them?
I don't want to say whether or not I regret. I think their decision was terrible. Yeah.
Right, Jonas?
I think it's an embarrassment to their families. You want to know the truth? The two of them. Yeah.
Specifically on that $2,000 tariff check.
Mr. President,
I didn't call you.
You didn't call me?
Yeah, Mr. President, to be clear, do you believe at the end of implementing these new tariff tools, the tariff rate and tariffs will ultimately be higher than they currently are?
Potentially higher. How much higher? It depends, whatever we want them to be. But we want them to be
Wow,
fair
that's
for
the
other
stock market's
countries.
going to love
And, you know,
hearing
we
that.
have some countries that have
not
treated us
knowing
really
the
badly
uncertainty
for years, and it's going to be high for them.
Which
And
I
we
don't
have
care,
other
I'm just
countries
saying
that
it's
have been
funny.
Very good, and it's going to
He's
be
gonna
very
piss off the
reasonable for
elites.
them. Yeah.
Specifically on the tariffs question, I mean on the
I didn't call you.
$2,000.
I didn't call you.
Mr. President, thank you,
God.
Mr. President. Do you have
Wyatt,
any plans to travel
he's such
to
an
India for the
asshole.
Quad
We all
Summit, and
know
how
that,
do you
though.
think your relationship with India is right now?
I think my relationship
Right,
with
yes.
India is fantastic, and we're doing trade with
Okay.
India. India
So,
pulled
guys-
out of Russia. You know, India was getting its oil.
Are we almost done here? It
from
looks like
Russia,
we
right?
are.
And they pull way
We're almost
back
done.
at
Okay,
my
once we're
request
done here,
because
we'll
we
move
want
on.
to settle that horrible
But
war where
I'm kind of tired
25,000
of it now
people are
because
dying every
we're
month.
not talking about the tariffs
And,
anymore.
my
We're
relationship
kind of meandering
with
all over the
Prime
globe,
Minister Modi is,
which is important.
I would
but,
say great.
okay.
I also stopped a war between India and Pakistan, as you know. There were 10 planes we shot down. That war was going, and probably going nuclear. And
Really?
Just yesterday, the Prime Minister of Pakistan said President Trump saved 35 million lives by getting them to stop. That's
right,
because
maybe because the Prime Minister of Pakistan knows that he can fluff you up, Trump, by saying things that play to your ego.
A 200% tariff, each country. And they called up and they said, we have made peace. Okay? I just want to thank you all. Look, great certainty has been brought back to the economy of the United States.
Great certainty.
Actually, the economy of the world.
I don't know
because
what tariffs I'm going to set. It could be higher, could be lower, could be.
And we're now the strongest by far. We were a country that was dead 1.5 years ago. Now we have the hottest country in the world. We're going to keep it that way. Thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, guys. Terrific.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, you guys. I am not unreal. You say, bro, how can you sit there and watch this guy? Antidepressants, okay? Antidepressants. I'm on so many drugs. So many drugs. Also, painkillers. A lot of painkillers. Over-the-counter painkillers, mind you. But that's how I can sit here. Now, okay, lovely, guys, lovely. So again, guys, clear defeat for Trump. You can tell by how panicked he is and how he's, like, flailing around that this is embarrassing for him. It really is. This doesn't mean that we're out of the, we still have issues. But also, like, okay, this is good news, all right? For once, we got a little bit of good news. Does it mean that, like, things are better? No, because we're about to go to war. We're about to go to war with Iran. We have Trump trying to rig the midterm elections. We have, okay. Hey, I got you, Jonas. I got you, right? Well, Jonas, that doesn't sound bad at all. I'm joking, Jonas. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. I thought it'd be a funny joke. Please forgive me, okay? Mr. King K. Hello, Mr. King K. Hello, Retro Asher. So, yeah. So anyway, this is good news, right? Donnie Dumpo has had a bit of a defeat, and now he's scrambling, and I think we can all enjoy the pain we clearly saw in his face. Okay. All right. So that's good, guys. So good news for a Friday. Trump defeated and panicking, and he might be digging himself a hole now because he's going to be destabilizing the economy more. He's going to get pushback from the elites. He's going to have to deal with all these lawsuits if he doesn't return the money that was taken. I'm all for anything. I absolutely will, Christ. I'm going to be streaming the State of the Union address. We'll do a long stream where I stream the State of the Union address next week. I forget which day of the week it is. Okay. Absolutely we'll lose, Richard, 100%. If we do a ground war. We might just bomb the hell out of Iran, which would also be horrific because we're a bunch of monsters, or at least our government are monstrous. But yeah, if we were to put troops on the ground in Iran, we would lose easily, very easily lose. Be quite an easy loss. Okay, Iran would basically, steamroll us. But okay, so dimwit Donnie. So guys, let's go on to our Kahoot, shall we? Shall we go on to our Kahoot? So for those who don't know, every 2 weeks we do a Kahoot, and I feel like it's time to do our bi-weekly Kahoot now. Thank you everyone for watching. If you're new to my channel, please join our Discord. It's linked at the top of the chat, both in YouTube and Twitch. You can join. You can join our Discord channel. We have it's a great community. You can also recommend videos for me to react to in the Discord channel. If you like the content, you can also send me a buy me a coffee. Right next to my face here is a QR code for that. It's also linked in the chat on both Twitch and YouTube. If you like my content, you become a member for as little as about $1 a month over on YouTube. If you do that, you get access to a cute jester's hat next to your name and access to members-only emojis in the chat. You can also subscribe over on Twitch, which is also linked in the top of the chat, okay? Using Amazon Prime for free, you can subscribe on Twitch. Send me some of Jeff Bezos' money. You won't have to pay anything, and you will no longer have to see ads, or you can subscribe regularly. I am trying to do this full-time and long-term, so any amount of support you can give me, I basically live off donations because I don't really get any ad revenue because I don't have enough people to get ad revenue at the moment, but any assistance is appreciated. Okay, sorry, my face felt dry. I had to rub some cream on that shit. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you, Jonas. Thank you very much, Jonas. Okay. So, guys, let us do this. Sasha Khan, this is my income, Sasha Khan. I've been doing this for about 7 months, and then I lost my job because I made a political statement. I was a teacher, and I stated a fact, and I lost my job over it. We don't have to get into that, but I basically said that, there was a genocide going on in Gaza, and the administration didn't like that too much, so I lost my job. For the last 7 months, I've been trying to do this full time. I'm currently surviving. Like I'm making enough every month to sort of maintain the amount of money I have, I guess you could say, but not enough to really add anything. But anyway, by the way, if you do join our Discord every month every month I report in the announcements how much money I made from the month before, so that you guys can see. It's about, well, I don't want to go into it now, but yes, I'm trying to expand the channel, get more people in here so that I can do this. Over a longer period. Okay. All right. Right now it's not quite there, but hopefully I'll get there soon. Okay, guys. All right. All right. I try my best with Mad Scene. Thank you. Okay. I have been growing pretty fast, so I like it. Thank you so much, JDH. Thank you. I do need more trolls. Okay. So guys, let's do our Kahoot, right? It's our second. I need to take off this hat. I'm sorry. I'm getting hot and I don't feel great. So we're taking off the hat for this for now. Okay. Oh God, look at my hair. It looks awful. I have hat hair now. Whatever. It's fine. So let's do our Kahoot, shall we? For those who don't know, every 2 weeks we do a community Kahoot. Anyone can play. So this is how it works, right? I will post the link in chat. You all can play. You may not know the answer to all the questions if you haven't been around in the community, because they are a combination. I honestly, at Mad Scene, I think it's better on Twitch, but only if you're subscribed, because then you don't see ads. But that's my opinion. YouTube is also good. All right. So here is the link. If you want to play our Kahoot with us, the winner of the Kahoot gets crowned King of Fools. There's Virtual Violence. Hello, Virtual Violence. The winner of the Kahoot gets crowned King of Fools for the next 2 weeks until our next Kahoot. Oops. Okay, so there is the link to the Kahoot if you want to join as a member. If you want to join it. Okay. Thank you so much. Oh, God. Thank you guys so much for all these contributions. Deeply appreciated. Okay. All right. All right, guys. So the questions that will be asked, for those that haven't been, we got Virtual Violence, I Am Not Real, SoCal, JDH Asher. For those that haven't been in the community for long, just be aware, you may not know the answer to all the questions. Most of the questions come from prior streams, things I taught or discussed in prior streams. And then there will be some questions about some community members, all right? So, Mad Scene, just click the link that I just pasted in the Twitch chat. Just press that link, and it'll add you automatically, a Mad Scene, okay? If you scroll up, you should see that I posted a link. A Kahoot link. Oh, God, I got a lot of people here. Trump lover, disgusting, okay? Peon, good. Mira, Laws, Richard P, Christy, low IQ Somali. Oh, my God, Jonas, okay. There you go, Bright Love, okay? Oh, no, you're not an idiot, a Mad Scene, okay? So, okay, so everyone ready? We got a few more people here. We got 17 people. Wow, all right. I've missed this a few. Yeah, yes, you have, Mithril. Shame on you, Mithril. Okay, I don't care. It's fine. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Wait, when do you not do miserably, SoCal? Yeah, whoever did Trump lover, screw you, okay? It's whatever. Boop hoarder. Oh, good. We got some boop hoarders. I will be handing out boops, by the way. People who are in the top Kahoot thing will get boops, right? All right, I'm going to wait for a couple more minutes here. Oh, my God, we got a lot of people. 20 people in here. All right. All right. Anyone else want to join? Anyone else want to join? Here's how it goes, guys. Something just happened. I don't know what's happening. My hype train just went up. I don't know what half of this shit means still, folks. Whatever. Okay. So this is what's going to happen, right? Some of the when we start, you will have it doesn't matter how. It's up to you, Mad Scene. Either one works. It doesn't matter how long you take to answer. You have 30 seconds to answer, but you don't get extra points for answering faster. I did that because everyone might see the question at a slightly different time, okay? So anyway, everyone ready for this? Everyone ready? 5 more seconds. Oh, thank you, Matt Saigai. Yeah, thank you, Crazy Monkey Person, for subscribing. I've deeply appreciated, okay? All right, everyone ready for this? Everyone ready? 5, 4, 3, 2. There we go. Kind Buffalo. 2. Anyone else? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. You'll be answering on your phones, by the way. All right, or your laptop. I got you. Thank you, Crazy Monkey Person. Thank you very much. Who are you over on YouTube? Quiz. What are the 3 saddest words in the English language according to CR? I actually said it earlier. What are the 3 saddest words in the English language according to CR? That's me, by the way. Is it I wasn't invited, all hail, casual revolt, I am sad, or I am American? Is it... Remember, we talked about this in reference to why the elites don't like offending each other. Why the government doesn't like regulating elites, because then they don't get... Okay. Is it I wasn't invited, all hail, casual revolt, I am sad, I love it. Oh, I got you, crazy monkey person. Okay, well, glad to see you here, crazy monkey person. You're one of our background folks. I love it. Okay, it is not, okay? That's funny that most people said I am American. It is I wasn't invited, okay? Now, that is just because it has to do with the rich don't like regulating each other because they want to be invited to parties. So they don't want to offend each other by, overly regulating each other when they're in positions of power. Okay. So we only got a few people that got that right. Laws, low IQ. I feel bad even saying that. Somali, LaCroix, Crystal, I should say. Trump and a mad scene. Yay. Okay. Okay. Yeah, right. Fetty spaghetti. Okay. All right. Next one here. This is a type of government where democratic institutions and elections exist, but they are so manipulated that they don't really matter. Is it fascism, absolute monarchy, communism, or competitive authoritarianism? Okay. Is it fascism, absolute monarchy, communism, or competitive authoritarianism? So there are still elections. There is still an opposition party. They can sometimes win, but it's heavily limited on who can actually win the elections. We discussed this on stream. Absolute monarchy, communism, fascism, or competitive authoritarianism. Good job. Most of you got it. Okay. Yes, you should still be possible to join, Cody. Okay. It's competitive authoritarianism, which a lot of political scientists say is what we are in now in the United States. We're in a competitive authoritarian regime. All right. Okay. Asher, virtual violence, Macon, Paleo, Mithril, LaCroix, Crystal, I am not real, Boop Hoarder, Trump lover, a mad scene, Fetty. Okay. Good job. Okay. Good job, folks. Well done. All right. Next. Which of the following heroes recently renewed their visa, allowing them to stay in the UK as a student? A lot of you may not know this. Which of the following heroes recently renewed their visa, allowing them to stay in the UK as a student? Was it It's Cody? Was it Matt Saigai? Was it Cycling Boy, also known as Dolly Boy? Or was it LaCroix Bois? Who was it? Good. Most of you got it. It was Matt Saigai. Matt Saigai. We're very proud of Matt Saigai for doing that. Here, guys, I'll repost the link to the Kahoot if you want to still join. Okay. Here you go. I reposted it. For those that want to join Cody, you can just click that link, okay? All right. Macon, Peon, Mira, Mithril, LaCroix, SoCal, Richard, Crystal, I am not real, Trump lover, Macon. Okay, you guys got it. You guys got it. All right. Next. True or false? True or false? Authoritarianism is always a right-wing idea, is always right-wing ideologically. This is, be careful, folks. Remember, there's a difference between authoritarianism and fascism. Fascism tends to be authoritarianism, but it doesn't... Okay. I could rephrase this as, is it true that authoritarianism has to be right-wing? Okay, yeah, we got a... Correct. It's false, right? Good job. Almost all of you got it. You can have left-wing authoritarian governments. Fascism, though, is always right-wing. It is fundamentally a right-wing ideology. Like, for example, Stalin was ideologically left-wing, but it was an authoritarian regime. You see what I mean? Okay. So we could, okay. There you go. All right. You know what? Almost all of you got it. Crystal has the highest answer streak of 4. All right. Let's go on. Which company is largely responsible for making Valentine's Day a day for buying and sending mass-produced cards? Which company is largely responsible for making Valentine's Day a day for buying and sending mass-produced cards? I know a mad scene. I know, mad scene. Okay. Good God, mad scene, please no. Disney, Tesla, DuPont, or Hallmark? How dare you, JDH? Don't laugh at me. Is it Disney, Tesla, DuPont, or Hallmark? Good. Almost all of you got it. It's Hallmark. Hallmark in the 1910s started heavily pushing the mass production of cards, which really expanded the Valentine's Day tradition and kind of made it a big thing to buy things to give to people, mass-produced cards, etc. Okay. All right. 4 participants reached an answer streak of 3. Almost all of you but one got it. All right. Moving on. All right. Which founding father, in America, famously declared that the purpose of the Senate is to protect the rich and the powerful from the rest of us? Which founding father of America famously declared that the purpose of the Senate is to protect the rich and the powerful from the rest of the population? Was it Madison, Hamilton, Marx, or Jefferson? Anyway. Okay, which one famously declared that the purpose of the Senate is to protect the rich and the powerful? Okay. We actually read, the reason I say this, we actually read a document from this person. Okay, it was Madison. We read a document by James Madison explaining that the purpose of the Senate is to protect the minority of the opulent against the majority. Remember that? The whole purpose of the Senate, according to Madison, was to protect the majority, the wealthy minority from the rest of us, so that there wasn't too much democracy. Okay, and he was the one. Now, Hamilton had a similar idea, but he wasn't sort of the famous sayer of this. Okay, all right. And maybe Marx would have agreed, but clearly wasn't a founding father. Okay, that's amazing, E. Crystal. You're doing well. Okay. All right, we got Asher, Macon, Paleo, Peon, LaCroix, SoCal, It's Cody, Crystal, I Am Not Real, Boop Hoarder, Trump Lover, Asher. Okay, great job. 3 participants have an answer streak of 3. Great job, folks. Next one here. Which of the following is not a community member that often lurks in the background of streams? Is it Destroygio, Richard P., Paleontology Dog, or Lupercalia? Which of these is not a community member? Some of them may be lurking in the background right now, who does not, and this is be hard because you guys don't know they're there, but I do, is not a community member that lurks in the background of streams, is often in here, but lurks in the backgrounds of streams, okay? For those that I have not included, come back 2 weeks from now, maybe you'll be included, okay? Is it Destroygio, Richard P., Paleontology Dog, or Lupercalia? Good job. It's Lupercalia. Isn't a person, right? Destroygio often lurks in the background. Richard P., though Richard P. has been more active in the foreground today. Richard P. is often in the background. Paleontology Dog is often in the background. Lupercalia doesn't exist. It's just it's a Roman holiday. Okay. Oh, a mad scene. Pfft, there's no etiquette. Trust me, it's all chaos over on. Really, don't worry. We're not harsh there, mad scene. Please go over to the Discord if you want to know more about our community members. Because I want to turn this channel into a co-op at some point. So I want it to be more collectivist. But anyway, okay. So the correct answer here would be Lupercalia. Only 3 of you got it right. That'd be Paleo, Mithril, and E Crystal. Excellent. Okay. Whose adorable cat, who occasionally walks on this hero's keyboard, is pictured below? If you're on the Discord, I know, forgive me, folks, for those that don't know what I'm talking about, forgive me, but whose cat is this? Is it Louise's cat or Law's? Is it Meowsworth's cat? Is it Outer Signal's cat, or is it Alyssa's cat? Whose cat is this? This person's cat has a very particular look that I'm often like, I always immediately know it's this person's cat. Yeah, it's Meowsword. Okay, Meowsword's cat has that particular look to it. So most of you got it. 14 of you got it. Is Meowsword even here? Yeah, maybe you should have, Madseen. Okay, so Meowsworth's cat. Almost all of you got it. Almost all of you got it. All right. Gotta love Meowsworth's cat. We have a pet channel over there, so you guys can post pictures of your pets because we love pets and we love food. So we also have a food channel. All right. What is a form of corruption where politicians get lucrative, high-paying jobs after leaving office? Is it Citizens United, Moral Hazard, the Revolving Door, or Oxbridge? Which of these is a term that describes a form of corruption where politicians get lucrative, high-paying jobs after leaving office? We talked about it. Was it yesterday? No, yeah, we talked about it yesterday. What do we all think? Good. The revolving door. Excellent. That is one of the forms of corruption that happens in the United States, is that politicians don't want to regulate big companies or do anything against them because they are likely to get a good high-paying job from those companies after they leave office and become lobbyists. So it makes you not really want to do much when you're in office, okay? Okay. That's okay, Cody. It's all right. Looks like Mithril is back in the game with 3 in a row correct. Almost all of you got it. Let's go on to the next one. All right. Which of the following is not a well-known critique of Marx's dialectical and historical materialism? Okay, I know this is a hard one, guys. Not a well-known critique. For the lefties out there, don't actually me. These are common academic critiques. I'm not necessarily saying I agree with it. Which of these is not a well-known critique of Marx's ideas? Do people say it's deterministic, reductionist, Eurocentric, or irrational? Which of those is not a critique, a common critique of Marx's ideology? Mad scene. Okay. Good job, guys. Irrational, right? This was a harder one because, you could say that there are people out there that say it's irrational, but no one really has ever explicitly said, well, it's just irrational. They will say it's deterministic, Eurocentric, reductionist, and idealist, but they won't say it's irrational, okay? All right. So Paleo has the highest answer streak of 7, okay? The highest answer streak of 7. Paleo dog, amazing. Well done, okay? All right, next one here. Who was recently arrested in the UK after the release of the Epstein files? Who was recently arrested in the UK after the release of the Epstein files? Was it Andrew Windsor, or Tommy Robinson, Lord Gloucester, or King Charles? Who was recently arrested in the UK after the release of the Epstein files? Okay, now I believe, well, I don't want to go into it. Good, you all got it right. It was Mr. Windsor, who I guess is no longer... how do you say Gloucester? How do you say Gloucester? In Boston, in Massachusetts, we call Gloucester, Gloucester. Is it Gloucester? I don't know what you call it, okay? Me too, Jonas, I got you. By the way, I actually had an image of the Tower of London up on the screen to show you what I would prefer happen to that person, but hey, I don't, that's a historical reference that the people from the UK probably get. That's why I had an image of the Tower of London on that screen. But anyway, okay. A mad scene. I used to work as a sex offender manager for Thames Valley Police. The force did the arrests. I'm so desperate to ask my old colleagues for the tea. Ooh, I bet it. Gloucester. Okay, fair, guys. Gotcha. Okay. I like playing with my stick and ball. How dare you, SoCal? You know it. I can't help it. I just like having it in my hand. Anyway, going on here. 5 participants have reached an answer streak of 4. Great job, guys. Great job. Okay, I can't remember how to say Gloucester now. Gloucester? Okay, anyway, whatever. Screw all of you. How dare you, Mr. Kincaid? Run if you can, hide if you can't, blank if you must. What goes in the blank? We talked about this. Run if you can, hide if you can't, blank if you must. Is it call if you must, vote if you must, fight if you must, die if you must? Run if you can, hide if you can't, blank if you must. This is a common phrase in the American school system that teachers are taught, and when it comes to having to deal with a school shooter. It is stuck in my head, and I hear it in my nightmares. Run if you can, hide if you can't, fight if you must. Exactly, guys. Kind of dark. Kind of dark. So but again, if you are in America, just remember that this actually might be useful sometime if you're in a public space and someone starts shooting. Run if you can, hide if you can't, fight if you must. Okay, I know that's horrific, but we live in America, right? All right. 5 participants just hit an answer streak of 5. All right, fantastic. Matt Saigai says, such a U.S.-centric quiz. Ew. Matt Saigai, maybe if you were in here and you weren't watching Hasanabi or like, off doing something else, and if you paid attention, you wouldn't be doing so badly, okay? Maybe you only have a brain for science and you can't remember basic facts about the social sciences. It's not my fault, Matt Saigai. Okay, anyway. Okay. True or false? True or false? The school safety industry in the United States is a billion-dollar industry. True or false? The school safety industry in the United States is a billion-dollar industry. Thank you, Marzipan Power. I will hydrate. As in, there's a giant industry where a lot of corporations make money off protecting schools. It is a $4 billion industry. It is 4 times higher than that. That may have been a badly phrased question. That may have been a badly phrased question. It is a $4 billion industry. $1 billion is a small number compared to how big it actually is. So only 4 of you got it right. I get it, though. I get that, Okay, regardless, 4 of you got it right. Okay. A Bright Love, Mira, LaCroix, and JDH got it right. Okay, it's higher. It's a $4 billion industry. It is not a $1 billion industry. Okay, how dare you, Imad, you Karen? Okay, you know what? Fuck all of you. Just because you got it wrong doesn't mean it's my fault. Okay, just because you can't read language, which Trump can do apparently, it's not my fault. Okay, whatever. At least it wasn't as bad as that one Kahoot I did that one time. Currently, the largest humanitarian crisis in the world in terms of number of people affected is happening where? Currently, the largest humanitarian crisis in the world in terms of the number of people affected is happening where? Dolly Boy, don't start with me, Dolly Boy. Okay. Well, actually, Sir Bartholomew, you could make that argument, okay? Is it Sudan, Ukraine, Pakistan, or Gaza? Sudan, Ukraine, Pakistan, or Gaza? Okay. And obvious, correct, Sudan, okay? Right now, and it's not being talked about much, one of the largest humanitarian aid crises in the world. Jonas, I'm going to delete that comment, Jonas. I'm going to delete that comment. Anyway, one of the worst, probably the worst humanitarian crisis right now. Obviously, this is kind of subjective, but right now by a lot of aid organizations is, shut up, Dolly Boy. Swear to God, Dolly Boy, go back to your doghouse. Okay, is the Sudan crisis. Okay, Sudan crisis, right? Yeah, you're damn right, Matt Saigai. Just kidding. All right. All right. LaCroix has a streak with 6 correct answers in a row. Well done, LaCroix. Well done, LaCroix. Here we go. Quiz here. Bark, good boy. Good boy. What country's intelligence service installed security measures at Epstein's New York apartment? What country's security intelligence service installed security measures? You all better get it right. You all better get it right. You all better get it right. Shh, Jonas, shh. Okay, was it Russia, Israel, Djibouti, or Paraguay? All right. Okay, who was it, right? Yeah, some of the choices I made for the countries in here were partially a joke to show how ridiculous this is. Yeah, it was Israel. It was Israel. Can we just say that? Can we just say that? It was Israel. All the documents show that. They did the security. It wasn't Russia. It wasn't Paraguay. It wasn't some random other country. It was Israel. Okay, moving on. Okay, LaCroix has a streak. Oh my God, LaCroix might be the winner here. We'll see. 7. We got, okay. What was the name of the elected leader of Iran that the CIA and MI6 removed after he attempted to nationalize Iranian oil? I know we may not have directly talked about this, but you should know it. So who did the United States and Iran and the UK remove from power in Iran because he tried to nationalize Iranian oil after he was elected to president? Was it the Shah, Suharto, Mossadegh, or Mao? We didn't really cover this. It's sort of a thrown in there question just to see who does know this. Okay, good. Most of you got it. Most of you said Mossadegh. It was Mossadegh. He was democratically elected, and we overthrew him. And we installed the Shah, who was a brutal dictator. Okay, he was a brutal dictator. All right, who killed his own people, and then we were shocked when they had a revolution to overthrow him and installed an Islamic regime because they were sick of being abused by the Shah. Anyway, okay. Mohammed Zaidan. I'm glad no one said Mao, okay? Suharto was another dictator that America propped up in Indonesia that did a genocide against East Timor that the America supported. You know what? The list of countries we've supported that have done genocides and mass killings really is too long to talk about on a Friday. Okay. So, 3 in a row. I Am Not Real is back in the game. Well done. I Am Real. Did I say Sukarno? Did I say Suharto and not Sukarno? Whatever his name was. Okay, whatever. Close enough. Okay, send him a dick. Okay. Who did the community decide to resurrect first in Cult of the Lamb? Who did the community decide to... Now, some of you won't know this. Who did the community decide to resurrect first in Cult of the Lamb? Because, yeah, Retro, you ashed it. You missed that one, right? We played Cult of the Lamb, and... all of these people were sacrificed to me, but only one of them got resurrected. Who was it that got resurrected? The first one to get resurrected. Was it Lacroix Bois? Oh, no! No! Ron! It was Lacroix Bois was the first one resurrected. Shame on all of you. Why the hell would I have resurrected Dolly Boy first? Are you kidding me? Never in a million years. Dolly Boy can stay in the ground, all right? Shame on all of you. How dare you? Yeah, Jonas, you're never being resurrected because, yeah, Jonas, you literally walked up and ate someone. You literally walked up to another community member and consumed them. You ate their flesh. I'm not going to wake you up, okay? All right. Yeah, we didn't, yeah, okay. Anyway, moving on. The 3 people that got this right was Macon, Lacroix, and Cody, okay? Shame on all of you. No virtual violence. We're never going to free... okay, we're never going to free... Who the hell is it that you wanted me to free? Dolly Boy? Pfft, are you kidding me? No. All right, see, I am Dolly Boy. I am glad you're worm food, okay? All right, I'm just kidding. Last question. This hero advocated to create a book club on our server, came to us from Zacap, and is my favorite. Was it Elevator Lady, Lamira, Letitia Jarman, or Toya? Now, obviously, guys, you're all my favorite, but this is a running joke I have with Elevator Lady. I'll always be like, you're my favorite. Oh, God, I didn't say anything. I didn't. Shh, Cody, shh. Shh, Dolly Boy, be quiet. Shh, all of you be quiet. Correct. The correct I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. The correct answer is Elevator Lady. Although I also say Lemire is my favorite. But, okay, anyway, whatever. It's okay. Mistakes happen. It's fine. Okay? That didn't destroy anything. That didn't ruin anyone's chance at winning, I'm sure. The fact that I said that accidentally. It's whatever. Guys, I'm sick. I'm so sick and weak. I'm so weak. What's happening? Like, I can't help it. I make mistakes. I'm ill, okay? That's my excuse. Now, okay. So, ready? Let's see who won. Everyone ready? Let's see who gets crowned King of Fools for the next 2 weeks for the community, right? Cody, silence. Quiet, piggy. Quiet. All right? You too, Mad Sci Guy. Quiet, piggy. All right? How dare you, Mad Scene? Okay. Let's go on here. The Kahoot Circus. Who gets bronze? The bronze goes to, Macon Paleo, I Am Not Real, and Boop Hoarder. Congratulations, you got the bronze. The silver goes to Trump Lover. Who the hell's Trump Lover? Congratulations. And the gold goes to LaCroix. Hey, LaCroix. LaCroix has been crowned the King of Fools, getting 16 out of 18 correct. LaCroix, the new King of Fools. Okay, fair, Cody. You're a doggy. Okay, fine. All right. LaCroix, congratulations, LaCroix. You are the new King of Fools for the next 2 weeks. You failed, Matt Saigai. You failed, okay? You have replaced Toya Toya as the King of Fools, so now you are the King of Fools. Congratulations. Or was it Matt Saigai? I don't remember. Whoever the last King of Fools was, you're the new King of Fools. Good job, LaCroix. The rest of you, you did okay. You're fine, right? By the way, yeah, not bad. Who got the, yeah, Louise, do your homework, Louise. I see you in the back of the classroom on your cell phone, passing notes to Sarah, your neighbor. I'm just making up names. So by the way, who is Trump Lover? Who is Trump Lover? Just so we know, because you got second place, I want to congratulate you, but I don't know who you are. Oh, Matt Saigai. Okay, it's you. It's you, Sir Bartholomew? What? No, wait a minute. Okay, I don't know who it is, because you're all making it hard on me to know. Anyway, okay, whatever. Whoever won, congratulations. It wasn't you, Mira. How dare you, Mira? You were Mira. Okay, fine. I think it was Matt Saigai. I think it was Matt Saigai. Yeah, you are all Trump Lover. Okay, all right. Now, guys, it's time to hand out some boops. But first, we need to get our dopamine rushing by seeing what we unlocked. Oh, look, our candy cane tower is upgrading. I don't know what that means. Oh, yay, we got, a building with a target on it. That seems kind of terroristic-y. Anyway, we also have, we unlocked a hut. I don't know what that means, but ooh, bright lights. Oh, we got an achievement. This isn't designed at all to make you addicted to it, guys. What's this? Oh, we got the language center. What the hell does that mean? I don't know, but it's bright and it's exciting. What else? Okay, that's about it. Congratulations. Good job, guys. All right, putting my face up now. Do. Where's my face? Hi, guys. Okay. So, all right, let me, you all get a boop here. Retro Asher, you get a boop. Boop. Louise, you get a boop. Boop. Mad Scene, you get a boop. Boop. Sir Bartholomew gets a boop. Boop. SoCal gets a boop. Boop. Jonas gets a boop from a distance. Boop. All right, plus Jonas is probably in a poor mood because Jonas is fasting, so we don't want to upset Jonas. All right. Lamira gets a boop. Boop. Who else gets a boop? Sir Bartholomew gets a boop. Boop. Did I miss anyone? LaCroix gets a boop. Boop. I Am Not Unreal gets a boop. Boop. A Bright Love gets a boop. Boop. I did not consent. I don't care, Sir Bartholomew. All right. Okay. Wow, that sounds bad. Ugh. There's gonna be a Me Too moment for Casual Revolts community, probably. Hello, Paleontology Dog. You get a boop. Boop. Did I miss anyone? Cody, I already got Cody. Did I miss anyone? Retro Asher gets a boop. Boop. Virtual Violence gets a boop. Boop. Did I miss anyone? Fetty Spaghetti gets a boop. Boop. Oh, God. This is getting a radio. JDH gets a boop. Boop. I think that's everyone. Did I get everyone? All the people in the background get a boop. Cody gets a boop. Boop. Richard gets a boop. Boop. The other one, the person in the background gets a boop. The other person in the background gets a boop. The person that was in the background, whatever. All the background people get a boop. Boop. All right. Y'all get boops. Mr. King K gets a boop. Boop. Hey, it's the game on gets a boop. Boop. Everyone else good? The New York Times is booping. Need consent. We resurrected Epstein to X. Lamira. Did Trump Liver get a boop? I don't know, because I don't know who Trump Liver is. See your previous message. What'd you say, Matt Saigai? You said Ayatollah threatens Trump about releasing Epstein evidence. Ooh, that's cool. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at that. So let's see what's happening, guys. Hello, Dex Stewart. You get a boop. Boop. All right, guys. Let's check out let's check out the news in case we did miss something. Let's see here. Did something happen here with the Ayatollah and shit? We're leaving. I almost said we're leaving Epstein Island. I meant we're leaving Kahoot Island. Jesus. God. All right. Let's see. What's happening in the world? Something about the Ayatollah. I don't know what that's about. Okay, so I need to know where you saw that, Matt Saiga. I don't see it, but who posted it? Who posted it, Matt Saiga? Who posted the shit about the Ayatollah? How Americans feeling about other countries taking legal action due to the Epstein files whilst y'all focused on the Dow? Well, Jonas, I don't think we really care. I know that's a horrible thing to say, but the United States doesn't care about international law. I mean, do you think we care about international law? Jesus. All right. but I know what you mean, though, okay? They posted it where? Where did they post it? Where did they post this shit? Where did they post this garbage? By the way, Mr. King K, the Socialist Rifle Association. You asked a question for me yesterday. Look up the Socialist Rifle Association. Where is the who? On whose YouTube? Whose YouTube? That doesn't help me. On their YouTube, bitch. Whose YouTube? Okay. Oh, well, I'm not gonna. No, we're not. I'm not gonna go to a state-sponsored propaganda site. I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna go that they have Epstein file shit. Come on, Matt Sai guy. I have no problem with Iran. Okay, I have no problem with Iran, but they're still a government. I'm not gonna go to their state YouTube page and be like, oh, they must be telling the truth about that when they're about to be bombed. Okay, so no, no. All right. But thank you, though, Matt Sai guy, for telling me about that. Okay. Just like I wouldn't go to the State Department page if, you know, I wouldn't. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to listen to what the. Anyway. Okay. Wait, what do you mean, though? You said go to the. I don't know if it's. Oh, you were joking. You said. Okay. Well, I don't know. Where is it? It's on. I'm sorry, Jonas. Dear God. I did not, Jonas. Okay, good God. Right. Well, Jonas, I mean, okay. Right. Because, you know what? Matt Saigai, excuse you, Matt Saigai. Lacroix, who's an asshole, tried to mess me up by saying it was on Iran's page. Okay. Dear God, I hate you all. Plaster Egg, I hate you so much. Actually, hello, Plaster Egg. Glad to see you here. All right. No, okay. Screw all of you. I hate you all. All right. It's on. I've had it, ladies. Okay. Let's take a look here. I don't know, Plaster Egg, but I'm mad at you. I'm just kidding, Plaster Egg. Welcome. I'm just an asshole, okay? Glad to see you here, Plaster Egg. Don't know if you've been here before, but very glad to have you here, okay? Ignore me. Okay, so let's see here. I've had it. Oh, I love Jennifer Welch. Okay. So, all right, but not today, fascists. Okay, good, Lacroix. Don't make me revoke your King of Foolship. Okay, I don't want to find it right now. Whatever. Oh, I got you, Plaster Egg. Well, welcome, okay, welcome, Crystal. Okay. No, not really Fox Emblem. So, I disagree, Fox Emblem. He's no longer, he's using a different law now which is what I said. I said that he'll still be able to enact them, but he can't ignore the court ruling. He's not. He's trying to use a different law now to enact the tariffs. So it's not that it's being ignored. We'll have to see how that plays out, but he's now going for a different law to try and enact the tariffs. And he's going to be sued out the wazoo. So no, Fox Emblem. I was not wrong. Okay, as far as we know, it could in the end though, your Fox Emblem, be that you're right. But right now, we don't know that yet. Okay, it doesn't seem like it to me. I don't know. Okay. All right. So guys, let's quickly let's watch this video. We were watching this before. Let's watch this, right? So This is okay. We started watching this and then I got distracted by Trump coming on. This is this video is called White Women Are Leaving Their MAGA Husbands. We just started it. Let's keep watching it for a bit here. And then guys, again, I'm not going to be streaming for as long today because I am sick. And I'm starting to feel worse now that I was really energetic. Okay. So let's go. Let's watch.
Worried about things are just getting blown up in the media.
I'm supposed to open the pickle jar?
Oh my God, do you remember that?
I gotta
so
grip
humiliating.
Uh-oh, Andrew. If you can't open it either.
Your hand greased the whole top of it. Literally slippery.
Oh my God, so embarrassing. So embarrassing.
Grab me a paper towel so I can dry the top of it off.
You're the big, strong man. There you go. Come on.
God, don't.
I can't grip the fucker. Like, I gotta have a way to grip it. I gotta grip it. Try it.
Oh my God, he's so annoying.
That bullshit. I'm supposed to open the pickle jar?
MAGA husbands do not love their wives. Instead, they see their wives as live-in maids and somebody who could pop out kids for them so that they can continue on their white genes.
Happy Valentine's Day, babe. Oh my God, you got me a gift?
Is that okay? We have to listen here. I know a lot of them are white nationalists. Okay.
A love coupon? 1 day off of laundry? My goodness, you're gonna do laundry? No, I just get a day off from doing laundry?
Ew.
Thank you. That's so nice. Speaking of laundry, I got you a little surprise. No, it's for me to wear. Oh, you want to wear it? Oh, okay. No, that's good. Oh, you want to role play? Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
great.
Remember, guys, Doug Wilson, that pastor who said women are the type of people that people come out of? Ew. Like this. Ew.
Who are we gonna be tonight? Cheryl Hines and RFK Jr.
Oh, God.
That's a
Oh, I
good
know,
one.
LaQual, you're
Okay,
right.
How about this? Will you be my Valentine? Oh, you like that? Okay,
I
good.
approve. That's funny.
Yeah. Okay. Let me.
Did you all see that shitty video that RFK posted of himself shirtless and working out? Trying to do like a thirst post shit? Hilarious.
Go get ready. That was some delicious toilet coke, Cheryl. Now let's go.
Oh, I remember that plaster egg. I don't remember.
All right, y'all. So picture this. It's Valentine's week. Love
That's
is in
right,
the
obviously.
air. Chocolates are overpriced. Men are panic buying roses at gas stations like it's a last minute group project. And I'm scrolling, minding my business, sipping my aggressively strong coffee.
You never know, Cody.
When I stumble across this video claiming that white women are leaving their white husbands in droves. And not just any husbands. We're talking red hat, flag in the bio, don't tread on me, but also please do my laundry type husbands. Now, normally I'd chalk that up to TikTok being TikTok.
Okay, guys, I know I keep saying this. I know it sounds weird that I'm focused on this, but why does he keep saying white women leaving white husbands? Who is this creator? Is this creator like does anyone know what kind of stuff this creator makes? It's just a very specific. I'm curious what his channel is like, because that's a very specific thing to say. Because you could say MAGA husbands leaving their MAGA wives, or I'm sorry, MAGA wives leaving MAGA husbands. Is the channel about race and things like that? I'm just curious. Okay.
You know how it is over there. One viral post and suddenly everybody's a sociologist with a ring light. But if you've been around Think Out Loud for more than 5 minutes, you know I don't just run with...
Oh, hilarious. American Against Fear. Okay, sorry, Doug says, Puerto Rico's governor signed a bill that amends a law to recognize a fetus as a human being. That's fucked up.
vibes. I love a little tea, sure, I'm human, but I also like receipts. I like numbers. I like facts. I like the boring stuff that doesn't trend but actually explains what's going on. So I did some digging. And when I say digging, I don't mean read one headline and called it a day. I mean, I went down the rabbit hole. Divorce rates, state data, red versus blue comparisons. And I'll be honest with you, I expected to debunk the whole thing. I really did. I thought, okay, this is probably exaggerated. Turns out, Divorce rates are actually higher in red states than in blue states. Yeah, let that marinate for a second. Now, before anybody clutches their pearls and starts typing in all caps,
okay.
This isn't about dunking on people for sport. It's about asking a very uncomfortable question. If the brand is traditional family values, why is the scoreboard
it AI,
looking
Sir
like
Bartholomew?
this? And that's where things get interesting, because when you zoom out, you start noticing a pattern. A lot of these women leaving, they grew up around this stuff. Church every Sunday, gender roles carved in stone, man leads, woman follows, the whole Norman Rockwell Pinterest board. But now they're looking around and going, wait a minute, protected by who exactly? Let's talk about it. We all saw that viral clip of Andrew Wilson, self-proclaimed alpha, podcast gladiator, champion of masculine.
So, guys, why do you think divorce rates are higher in red states? I know why, or at least I know why. Because, well, why do we think divorce rates are higher in red states? There's probably a combo of factors, but I think one of the big ones is that the socioeconomic conditions for a lot of people in red states are worse because the policies in those states are horrible. And the education, the school funding in those states are horrible, and stuff like that. We could talk about maybe cultural reasons behind it. But I suspect, and I don't know this for sure, but I suspect like a lot of red states are underfunded and conservative and shit. So this is my point is it's not necessarily the case that divorces are more common in red states because the people there are more conservative. You see what I mean? I don't know that for sure, but it's just something to think about.
Order, absolutely spiraling over a pickle jar like it was a boss battle. And I'm not saying opening jars determines the fate of Western civilization, okay? But if your whole brand is strength, dominance, protector energy, and you're crashing out over Vlasic, sir. And I couldn't help but think, if that's
Jonas.
the public energy, what's the private energy like? Because let's be real, half these guys are yelling about leadership on podcasts while their wives are the ones actually running the household, scheduling the dentist appointments, managing the money, and probably, let's call it what it is, protecting the peace. And here's where it gets deeper than jokes. A lot of women are watching what's happening politically. They're watching reproductive rights get rolled back. They're watching rhetoric get more extreme. They're watching the Epstein Files drama resurface and realizing some of the loudest Save the Children voices have some, let's say, awkward associations.
That is fair, Elliot Waffles.
Point,
really, that's fair.
Cognitive dissonance just becomes too heavy to carry. Because ideology is
penalty for being childless,
cute until it shows up at your dinner table. It's cute until your husband cares more about winning Twitter arguments than building emotional safety in his own house. It's cute until provider energy turns into resentment, insecurity, and public humiliation rituals disguised as podcast debates.
Okay, guys. I think I'm going to hold off on watching the rest of this. It's not that I don't like it. I'm not sure how... I don't know enough about what he's talking about to know if what I'm putting out there by watching it is true or not true. Okay, that's not to say I don't believe it, but yeah, I can imagine that there's a higher divorce rate in red states. I don't know if this is just because they're MAGA. I don't see what I mean? I just don't feel comfortable commenting on it unless I know more. So maybe we'll watch the rest of it some other point after I've read up on it a bit, okay? Hello, Mecha Kind. So, and I also don't want to blindly believe it, but okay. So we will take a look at it. Maybe I'll take a look at it some other time. Okay. So thank you, though. I think it was Fetty Spaghetti who sent it. All right. Some other things here, guys. Oh, wait, no, that's not my... Okay. What should we do now? Give me, you know what? Let's take a look. I have some other things we could react to. Let's watch one more thing here. So because it's a Friday, let's just do a fun one.
The king opens his...
This is a Kurzgesagt video. Now, I know not everyone likes Kurzgesagt. Let's just do a non-political thing really fast, just an interesting history thing. This is called The Final Days of Louis the 14th. So let's just see what they have to say here. He died in a pretty horrific, slow way. I don't want to give it away if they're going to talk about it. But I haven't seen this video. So let's just watch this for a second, okay, guys? Okay, let's go. Let's watch this. Actually, you know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to go pee. I'm going to go pee. I'll be right back. I'll be right back, folks. Don't worry, everyone. I'm back. I'm back. Nothing to worry about. I'm sure you were all panicking. Okay. Are you all talking about overthrowing me? Are you all talking? Is there a revolution occurring? Is there a revolution occurring in chat? Okay, anyway. So, let's go on here. Let's watch this video about the final days of Louis. Shall we? Shall we do that? Let's do it. Alyssa's here. Hello, Alyssa. Okay, good. Making sure. The first thing I saw was like talking about beheading, and one of these days my overthrow will be successful, etc., etc. Okay, so all right, let's watch this video. Weddings do seem fun. That's true. Weddings do seem fun. At least weddings I've been to have seemed fun. Okay, so let's just watch here about Louis, the final days of Louis XV, just for shits and giggles, just as a little palate cleanser type deal. Okay, I don't forgive you, Drizella. You should always be awake, okay? Am I that boring to you, Drizella, that you fall asleep? Okay, we shall, Mr. King K. How dare you? You know what? I would not be surprised, Retro Asher, if I woke up one day and found that you had taken over the channel and turned it into a 40K thing, okay? How dare you? All right, everyone ready? Let's go.
The king opens his eyes, and the world rushes to serve. Dozens of hands move in perfect rhythm, layering him like a
counter signal. How dare you?
Cake. Scented cloths are rubbed, gold-laced silk wrapped, and lace cuffs fastened. Then velvet drops and curls are locked onto the towering wig.
Lamira, don't you start. Lamira, how dare you? Lamira. Drusilla, I swear to God.
Finally, the red-heeled shoes are slid on as the sweet and heavy perfume settles. The bedroom
Come on, Dolly Boy. You know that if they overthrew me, they would keep you in the kennel. Or at least they'd very quickly realize their mistake if they let you out.
Fills with hundreds more people, all eyes drawn to his burning presence. Louis XIV, the Sun King, the OG of absolute rulers. His existence is scripted without intermission. A calendar and a watch.
By the way, when they were, when old kings of Europe, especially in France, would get married, you would have to consummate the marriage. So you'd have to sleep with your wife, and you would do it in a public space. So you'd literally be in your bedroom, and all like the nobles and the priests would come in and do a bed laying ceremony, where you'd be laid down in the bed together, and everyone would clap. Oh yes, oh. And then they might like cover up. They might put a cover around the bed so you can't see them, but the thought is that they would be consummating the marriage while everyone was there to watch, to ensure that the marriage was consummated. So isn't that fun? That's kind of weird politics there. You know, I guess, you know, okay.
All it takes to know his every move throughout the day.
Nope, it's not just in that. They literally used to do that, Jonas.
Louis XIV wields power over millions.
Yep, that's in real life too,
But
Jonas.
he's trapped by his own supremacy. A force that will tear his body apart and torture him with unimaginable pain.
Yeah. But like, it's so weird, guys, to think of a time in politics that's fair. You're right, Lamira. I shouldn't be harsh on people who are voyeurs. Okay, you're right. But it's like you have to understand, guys. Like I'm not like obviously kings weren't oppressed people, but there were a lot of weird things that they were expected to do because their bodies belonged to the country. Like every act they did was political. So whoever they were baning was very political. The act of sex for them was very political because you had to create an heir or your country would fall into civil war. So like everything they did was political. Like even their pooping was political because, you know, if you're trying to present yourself as this glorious God-appointed ruler, you don't want people to really know about your pooping. You see what I mean? Like very strange kind of politics. I mean, from our perspective,
the theatre
right?
of absolute power. It's 1682, and the king has finally moved into Versailles, his permanent home. More than 20 years in the making, this extension was among Louis's first royal projects.
Hey, Ido!
It's still unfinished, but it already outshines every royal estate, past and future. Its grounds could fit more than 40,000 tennis courts. And it isn't just a palace, but...
By the way, Versailles looks a lot like what Trump made the White House look like, okay?
Trap wrapped in gold.
Can we maybe follow up, due to Trump, what happened to the rulers of France? Never mind.
Beyond the royal family and servants, some 5,000 nobles from every corner of France live here. Far from home, they have no power, and that only makes Louis stronger.
Yeah, there you go, Mad Scene, okay. Thank you, Mad Saigai, really, thank you very much for that contribution.
In return, he gives them glittering titles, tax breaks, and the illusion that they matter.
Agreed, Retro.
Nearly 1/5 of the nation's government spending flows into Versailles to keep the king's friends close and enemies closer. He starts the day with breakfast and a bowel movement. Doctors inspect the royal poop while he heads to mass. Drums and fifes mark his entrance as the choir starts to sing. The music changes daily, a personal playlist composed just for him. God may reside in heaven, but here, Louis is his lieutenant. And duty calls. By
Isn't
11,
that great?
he's
Like,
back in his
you walk
quarter-
in the room and immediately a choir starts singing. You have your own personal soundtrack, but it's a whole bunch of singers that follow you around and sing like an angelic choir. Because you have to be presented as above people, right? You have to, because you are a human, you're no different than anyone else. You have to give the illusion of difference and the illusion of being above everyone else.
is buried in letters, finance, and strategy with his ministers. The kingdom flows through his
There you go,
hands.
Louise.
The Sun King knows the status of every fortress and troop, and not just because he has to. He loves war. It's his favorite kind of glory.
Exactly, Lemire.
The goal is unapologetic. French territory.
Yeah, and they were obsessed with war. Obsessed with war. Like, that was their whole purpose. The kings of France was like to wage war. They were taught to do that. That's what their whole thing is. Yeah, like, I can't imagine the horror of just never being left alone. Yeah, and guys, you know I'm not defending the royalty, but there's a lot to say about a lot of these folks didn't choose their position. All right, so like, you were born as the king of France. I'm not saying they were oppressed, but and I don't feel bad for them at all. But yeah, it's not like it was easy, even though they did live in luxury. I'm not saying that they weren't better off. You guys see what I'm saying, okay? Okay.
Everywhere, with his colonies stretching across the globe. Just like Kangxi, the Qing emperor, Louis is obsessed with grandeur. Yesterday, a ship of Chinese porcelain arrived, so he sends back a cannon. The afternoon continues with more diplomacy. Siamese envoys who've traveled for 2 years finally show up. Their jaws drop as the king greets them, draped in a coat completely encrusted in diamonds.
Jesus.
He showers them with gifts worth around $2 million today, a small price for the publicity this spectacle will bring. All that work has Louis starving.
By the way, you do know that the poor were not doing well. Like, right outside, there were bread riots. I mean, not exactly at this time. I mean, there were some, but it's like, also imagine why a revolution happened here. You see this ostentatious wealth, and then you see what's happening outside the walls of Versailles. Not to mention, do you know tons of people died even constructing Versailles? A lot of the workers died, okay? And imagine the era we live in now, guys. Imagine the era we live in now, where all of us outside of Washington or outside of London or wherever are struggling for scraps, and you have the wealthy ostentatiously exhibiting their wealth, like the ballroom, Trump's ballroom, all the yachts and shit that the wealthy buy. Jeffrey Epstein owning his own island. It's like they're never going to learn from the past. Like, they're doing what the elites used to do, and it's going to come back and bite them in the ass.
His orchestra performs as hundreds of eyes track each bite of his royal mukbang. He couldn't care less about cutlery and loves devouring food with his bare hands. And his appetite is perfectly matched by tonight's obscene menu. Soups and pigeons in gold-crusted pies.
Yeah, I know.
Towers of chicken fricassee, partridges, tarts drenched in syrup. The smell of perfume, candle wax, butter and wine give the palace a heady aroma. But the real intoxication is not food, it's extravaganza. Tonight, 24,000 candles set the gardens ablaze.
Jesus.
Rockets trace the king's initials in fire across the sky. Courtiers brag about partying through the night and sleeping through the day for weeks, lost in powdered wigs and champagne laughter.
Yeah, Dolly
Louis'
boy.
ego thrives on this indulgent chaos. But outside all the glitter and glam, the world looks quite different.
There we go. About to say they better talk about this.
Beyond the Golden Walls. Beyond Versailles, Europe is a giant strategy game of paranoid kings. France, the most populous kingdom, is leveling up fast. This is freaking out Spain, the Holy Roman Empire, England, and the Dutch, who all team up to stop Louis XIV from eating the map. His ambition is to expand his realm to the natural borders of France, the Rhine, the Alps, the Pyrenees. He commissions over 100 star-shaped fortresses and strengthens the old ones.
And he conquered and slaughtered lots of people, too, from this relative safety.
Wrapping France in defenses with 400,000 soldiers and 13,000 cannons standing ready. Louis delights in joining his army on the battlefield. During his 72-year reign, he'll engage in 5 major wars, both on land and at sea. Genoa, one of the wealthiest ports in Italy, becomes the first European city to face the terror of his bomb catcher's explosive shells.
Yeah.
A 10-day bombardment destroys half of the city. The message is clear: resist French annexation and fire will rain from the sky.
Yeah.
Each conflict reshapes the map of Europe, absorbing Belgium, Lorraine, Alsace, and Strasbourg into France.
The whole, the whole Alsace and Lorraine region, that has a very interesting history of conflict between Germany, between France, between Europeans in here know what I'm talking about, but Alsace and Lorraine, like if you go to Alsace and Lorraine in France, it looks like you're in Germany. Like it has a German feel, but they speak French, and they like being French, but they're like culturally German. Anyway, it's weird. It's a mess.
The price of glory is brutal. Even when the cannons fall silent, the army eats more than half the kingdom's money.
You know it.
In wartime, the treasury bleeds dry, and peasants are squeezed with taxes until their pockets are empty. The people grow angry, riots erupt, and the king answers with military crackdowns. To bolster his image, he funds newspapers that inflate his victories and downplay domestic problems. He orders the construction of hospitals.
Do you guys hear that? Inflates foreign victories and then diminishes domestic problems. The press is constantly talking about all these victories that we're having, but then ignores the domestic problems within the country. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar, guys?
In Paris to care for wounded soldiers and the poor who crowd the streets. But the hospitals are filthy, designed less to heal than to confine. Instead of curing, 17th century medicine is mostly just lessons in bearing pain. And the Sun King will face that himself. His glory doesn't just demand tribute from his people, it's about to turn on him as well. The body becomes a battleground. Before we close in on the Sun King, let's zoom out for a moment. Absolute rulers know that knowledge is power.
Okay,
and then,
here's an ad.
Just like now, this includes getting the full picture. You don't just see differences and absolutely on the outside, ground.news/night.
There you go,
or scan
LeBlanc.
the
But the
QR
Crown's treasury is as full as ever, right? We have the greatest economy ever. The Dow is up, you know, whatever. Okay.
code on the screen. Using this link supports our channel and
Okay,
helps make the media
Let's go on.
landscape a more transparent place. And now,
Why doesn't
back to
Ground
the Sun
News
King.
want to advertise with
On
me?
the outside,
Okay,
he
here.
looks unstoppable, fighting, hunting, dancing every day. It's glamorous and absolutely exhausting. But he knows that weakness is dangerous and the court can never see him crack. So he hides sleepless nights and smiles through fevers and joint pains. As he nears 50, his body slows and stiffens.
This is triggering.
Decades of gluttony and extravagance begin to take their toll. His frame grows rounder and he's increasingly suffering from toothaches. With no anesthesia and only the dentist holding his head still, the teeth are wrenched and pulled. One of the roots snaps and Louis can hear the bone crack as his mouth fills with blood. At night, he tries to dull the pain with wine, but as he chugs, it shoots up through his nostrils. The dental work has
You guys should apologize to the king for this witch hunt. The experts said the treasury would never be this full. Exactly, Dolly Boy.
tunnel from the king's upper jaw to his nose. In a few days, his mouth starts tasting of rot, his breath reeks, and people flinch when he speaks. The doctors try to burn this hole shut, leaving Louis unable to eat for days.
Good God, like you have such bad infection that whenever you speak, it makes people like draw away from you. Dear God.
And this nightmare was just a dress rehearsal for the century's most infamous surgery. Months later, he develops a truly royal agony, a swollen lump near his anus. The doctors try piercing it, burning it.
I gotta tell you, it's not really it's not really true that things like everything gets better over time in history, but there are a few things that I think I am very glad that I live now for. One of them is modern medicine. Like it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than this shit. Okay. Very much happy, much rather be living in this time than that time. Let's be honest. I am not saying that like things are great right now, but definitely when it comes to medicine and shit like that, much happier living now, all right?
Injecting mysterious potions. Nothing works, and soon an open sore develops. The last option is surgery.
Oh no.
The problem is that his chief surgeon has never performed
Yeah,
anything like
for sure, Lemire. Imagine what the poor are going through if this is what the king is going through.
this before. Surgery at this time is just glorified butchery. Amputations and haircuts, both done by barbers.
Yeah.
So the surgeon needs guinea pigs. He practices on condemned prisoners, perfecting both his courage and his
That's
cuts.
actually true, Madsy.
Finally, it's the Sun King's turn. As the blade slices into the infected flesh, the king clasps the hand of his war minister and whispers, "Mon Dieu," only twice. 3 hours later, it's over. And though the operation was done in secret, a new fashion sweeps the court. Bandages wrapped around everyone's buttocks. Louis smiles, but he knows deep down he survived.
That's classic. A lot of times in these courts, whatever the king would do, everyone else would try to do it too. For one thing, to try and make sure the king wasn't embarrassed, and two, because they wanted to be like the king. So of course it became a fashion in court to wrap up your ass after he had to wrap up his ass. Okay, very funny to me. Okay.
Well, thanks to his doctors.
That is true, Louise. You know, because like the wealthy also ate a bunch of sugar, which rotted their teeth faster. And a lot of the wealthy and powerful died from issues with their teeth. The poor didn't have as much access to sugary foods as the rich did. You know, a lot of them probably still did die of their teeth, but that is an interesting point, Louise. I'd have to look into that.
Despite them. The Age of Gory. The 17th century is Europe's medical twilight zone, and probably the worst time to get sick.
Thank you, Tiago. I will
Doctors
hydrate.
Will blame
Welcome,
everything on your
Tiago.
blood. So, for 1,000 years, the go-to cure has been to cut a vein and let the sickness flow out.
Yeah.
Bleed
So they had
between
this
the
idea,
eyebrow.
guys, that your body consists of 4 essential humors or different kinds of liquids. I can't remember what they are. Bile, blood. There's like 2 other ones. And any sort of health ailment is due to a lack of balance between these different bodily fluids. Okay. So if you were sick, they thought that meant you had too much blood. So they would cut open a vein to try and release the blood to sort of rebalance your humors. By the way, that's not how that works. Not how that works. You probably won't get sicker. Okay, you're probably going to get sicker if you... yeah, that's right, outer signal. Bile, blood, phlegm, choleric, or something like that, okay? That's not how that works. Now, admittedly, they were close. I mean, that was an improvement over what they thought before, because at least they had this idea that there needs to be some sort of homeostasis balance, but that's not really how that works. And so that would oftentimes make people sicker if you're cutting open their veins while they're sick. All right.
For headaches, cut under the tongue for a sore throat, and if a woman's periods are irregular, well, better get out the knife again.
Yeah.
By the
There
mid-1600s,
you go,
blood
Tiago.
circulation is discovered, and the invention of the microscope unveils a hidden universe of microorganisms, pulling medicine out of the Dark Ages. But this progress doesn't help sick people much. Doctors still use ancient treatments that can kill you faster than smallpox. Ironically, no one suffers more from outdated medicine than the most powerful man in the kingdom.
Yeah, because he
By
can
the turn
afford
of the
to
century, the Sun King is in his early 60s, a miraculous age.
Yeah,
most
Valsi,
people
that's
never make it
amazing
to.
that he even lived that long. Like, for that time period, to live into your 60s, God, he's like a mummy. All right.
He launches his longest and most expensive war for the Spanish throne, but gout, arthritis, and rheumatism keep him off the battlefield. Now, his main enemy is himself. The doctors do their usual bleedings and colonic cleanses, but nothing helps. With all his teeth gone, royal feasts are just a memory. All he wants now is to secure his dynasty, but a wave of measles tears through the royal family, killing his son, his
But guys, don't worry. The measles vaccine is no. I don't even want to make a joke about that. Please vaccinate. Please vaccinate against the measles. Oh dear God, I don't even want to talk about this. But can we? There's a reason why it's so important to vaccinate. As a historian, I can tell you things were a lot worse and people did not vaccinate. Okay, dear God.
Son and almost every other heir to his throne. They all receive the same treatment of bloodletting and laxatives. Still, death claims everyone around Louis. He is somehow spared, but not forever.
Good, Lemire.
The final performance.
Oh, dear God, this is going to be awful.
It begins with a chill running through his bones on a summer day when everyone else complains about the heat. With a sharp pain in his left leg, a black spot begins to bloom on the skin. It's gangrene, his flesh starving for blood. The rot crawls upwards, his flesh consuming itself and turning black. The sickly stench overpowers the incense in his bedroom.
Oh, God.
The blood the doctors draw is thick and dark. Even donkey milk, praised for its healing powers, doesn't help.
Shocking.
The nights drag on, and nothing quenches his terrible thirst. He tries to keep working, but ministers can see death in his eyes. He faces it the way he faced everything else, as theatre. He summons his 5-year-old great-grandson, the future Louis XV.
Oh, is that so, Madsine? Thank you for that correction. That's interesting that they got that wrong.
Him, try to remain at peace with your neighbors. I loved war too much. Do not follow me in that. Over the next few days, he says farewells to ministers, courtiers, and princes. I am leaving, but the state will always remain, he says, before he goes out like a candle.
Matsy, a lot of times weird fashions, though, do kick off because of things like that. Like in the English court, King George III would wander around naked, essentially, and would scream, "What ho? What ho?" because he had lost his mind. And it became a fashionable in court for you also to say, "What ho? What ho?" so that the king, just like the king did, and it kind of became a phrase in the UK for a while. Anyway, so like weird things like that do happen.
The afterglow. The last few decades of Louis XIV's life were a complete medical nightmare. But still, for 72 years, longer than any other ruler, he embodied the idea that one man could be the state. But the system he built was too costly and way too dependent on one megalomaniac trapped in a body with limits. Once reliable like clockwork and the source of his power, his robust physique started to fail. While he endured the brutal medical treatments of the time, the perfect image he demanded of himself began to fall apart until the Sun King was only a suffering, toothless man.
Ugh.
But the dream of Versailles...
He's lit for the 40K people out there. He's like the Emperor of Man. He's like a rotting husk on a throne.
...refuses to end. Frederick the Great of Prussia and Ludwig II of Bavaria went full fanboys, building their own glittering replicas of this
by the
fantasy.
way, the very gay. Frederick over here was, in fact, gay. Frederick the Great was absolutely 100% gay. Very much a gay man. That's not a joke. All right.
Even today, some leaders chase that same mix of ambition and ego.
Yep. I didn't know that, Louise. That's hilarious. That is funny.
Themselves with gold and spectacle to prove they're godlike. Their palaces are the afterglow of a desire for absolute power.
Really,
but
Mithra,
their
that's
human
interesting.
bodies still mark the limit of their influence.
Is that it? Okay. Oh, wow. Interesting. All right. Yeah, right. A little bit, Louise, but hey, you know, more power to him, I guess. I mean, okay, in those English ladies' defense, they were at war with France, so I guess it could be kind of a smack in the face. Well, maybe not. Who knows? Okay. Mr. King K, no, in this case, I mean literally gay. Frederick the Great was a gay man, okay? His father beat him brutally with a cane because of his gayness. And he had relationships with men. He would often keep them hidden. But Frederick the Great was almost certainly gay. Now, obviously, there are some people who say, like, there's different definitions of these things at different times. Yeah, that's true. But okay. Okay, let's look at this thing Mad Scene sent us. This is the Coiffeur de la... oh, yes! Okay. I see. Huh. Yeah, because they would cut their hair to get their heads... Interesting. That's interesting. All right. Very interesting. I didn't realize. I'm going to look up what Louise told us. They're like the women would start wearing the... women wearing red Scarves. Neck. Oh, I don't know why I'm searching it there. Let me try it here. Women wearing scarves around neck. Oops, where God, okay, red scarves. I should have done this better. Scarves around neck. England. Oh, I don't know. Guillotine. Guillotine. Balles de victimes. Vols to be what? Oh, that's not the right thing. French fashion. I got to see this to images. UK. Oh yes, okay. The Association of Women Read in the Guillotine. There. Okay. Oh, interesting. I got it. Yeah, post-revolution victims' balls, balls de victims. That is so interesting. Huh. That is interesting. Okay. Yeah. I got you, but still, that's bizarre, Madsy. That's so interesting. I think some of this stuff is super interesting here. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna put my face up here. Yeah, a man in a kilt is an awesome thing. Oh, got you. That's so interesting, a mad scene. Both the men and women attending the balls were said to have worn or cut their hair in a fashion that bared their necks in a manner reflecting the haircut given by the victim. Yeah, women often use a comb known as a cardinet to achieve this fashion. Interesting. I just like, God, I'm such a nerd. I love this shit so much. I love getting into one of the things that really got me into history was I went and when I was in college, I walked into the history department and there were two historians sitting at like a table and they had coffee on the table and they were pounding their fists on this table and the coffee cups were like jumping up and down with like little bits of coffee falling out because they were so into debating this small little historical fact that had like no real relevance to anything. But I thought it was so interesting how like devoted they were to figuring out. I can't even remember what it was that they were debating. But that kind of got me hooked on it because I'm like, ooh, I want to get into these debates about like anyway, there's more to it than that, but that was something that really got me. It wanted me to get into academic history. All right, you guys. Yeah, right, Mithra. I love the chat here. I'm learning from you guys. King of France, like and I go with the pillar and other know about like antibiotics. That's for sure. Here we go. Here, this is thank you. Fashion à la victime. Ooh, like a victim. Interesting. Oh my God, this is so interesting. Okay, thank you, Louise. I'm reading it. During the later years of the French Revolution at the end of the 18th century, many fashionable young people of the upper and middle classes adopt a style called à la victime, or like the victim. This fashion imitated the look of the thousands of people who were executed by the government. Wow. Sporting scarlet ribbons to symbolize the blood of the dead and cutting their hair short as a way to the executioners cut their victims' hair. These young people celebrated the fall of the old government while cheering themselves through a horrifying period of history. Interesting. That is so interesting. Okay, I need to look more into this. All right. Meet men for breakfast before Christianity. All these kings came along, which is why men are so obsessed with raw. Maybe, Ida. Okay. All right, you guys. Yeah, I certainly hope we don't adopt that, right? Well, I don't know, Lemira. Maybe it depends. If we'd adopt it following something happening, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't mind so much. Maybe we'll end up wearing little, I don't know. Anyway, okay. Hiring a hermit. Yeah, you know what I mean, Lemira. Okay. Another trend I find interesting is hiring a hermit to live in your garden. I've heard of that actually before. Okay, guys, I am very tired and I need to rest. I don't feel great. I probably won't stream tomorrow. I got to tell you, I just don't feel good. I can tell I have a fever. So if I might not stream tomorrow. I'm sorry about that. Regardless, I'll definitely, hopefully I'll feel better by Monday. I am leaving you guys. Forgive me. I know I haven't been streaming that long, but I need to take a break, I think. I'm getting a headache. I got this other shit happening. All right. Whatever the case may be. Thank you guys. Oh, the Fair Amazing Pen Power. All right. So I'll do my best to get better. So you all know what I'm about to say, right? You all know what I'm about to say. First of all, free Palestine. Free Palestine. Second of all, never stop resisting. The easiest way to resist is to think for yourselves. The easiest way to resist is to think for yourselves. That includes when you watch me. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. See what other people are saying. Don't get caught in an information silo. I'm not perfect, okay? I'm not like no one online is, all right? I know I'm on the other side of a screen here. That doesn't make me any less human or less capable of mistakes than anyone else, all right? Okay. Even though I'm always like, oh, I'm educated, I'm a historian. Guess what? It doesn't fucking matter. I can still make mistakes. Okay. Anyway, thank you, Ida. Thank you so much for that donation. Really. Okay. Secondly, we're living in a fascist moment in this country and other countries around the world. Fascism thrives in an environment where people have lost faith with their democratic institutions. The best way to resist this is that we need major reforms. You cannot stand in the center. If you stand in the center, the fascists will walk all over you. All right. On the wall behind me is a sword. It's right back there. The name of that sword is Chainbreaker. It has been passed down in my family for many years, and it is thought to have been responsible for the death of 7 slave owners. Why do I have it back there? I have it back there to remind all of you that our ancestors made some major sacrifices for some of the things we have today. They even sometimes put their lives on the line. We cannot let their sacrifice go to waste, folks. Please, please, please do not let their sacrifice go to waste. Do you want to go back to a time where they did the kind of surgery and shit that was happening to Louis? How does that sound? You all want it like your leeches put on your crotch and shit. Okay. Anyway, let's be happy that our ancestors improved some things. Okay. Let's enjoy those things. Oh, I'm sorry, Alyssa. Yes. It went above the screen, Alyssa. Thank you so much, Alyssa. You say get better. Thank you, Alyssa. Really. I love you, Alyssa. Okay. So don't forget their sacrifice, and always fight for a better future. On that note, guys, before I go, I'm going to hand out just a few more boops because I feel like it. And then I'll go. All right. Let me do some boops here. Louise, you get a boop. Boop. Lemira gets a boop. Boop. Dolly Boy, you get a boop. Boop. Mithril gets a boop. Boop. Tiago gets a boop. Boop. Well, with the American healthcare system, it might be the last one I ever get. Outer Signal gets a boop. Boop. Lacroix gets a boop. Boop. Congratulations, Lacroix, for becoming the new King of Fools. All right. Dolly Boy, A Bright Love gets a boop. Boop. Marzipan gets a boop. Boop. A Mad Scene gets a boop. Boop. Okay, I think that's everyone. Everyone in the background. Mr. King K gets a boop. Boop. Everyone in the background gets a boop. Boop. Okay, you all get a goddamn boop. Ida Marie gets a boop. Boop. SoCal gets a boop. Boop. I'll boop you whenever you want, SoCal. God. All right, guys. Anyone else want to boop? Anyone else want to boop before I go? Before I go and go to sleep? Anyone else want to boop? Thank you guys so much, everyone who donated today. You guys, I hope you know you've made me okay. I'm feeling emotional because I'm sick, but I'm like, I hope you all know. I am like much happier in my life now that I get to do all this with all of you. It's not easy to be a gay teacher in this country. So it has been, I've been so much happier being able to do this with all of you. Okay. Anyway. All right, you guys, you have a good rest of your day, morning, evening, noon, night. I'll see if I'm well enough to come on tomorrow. If not, hopefully I'll be on Monday. Okay. Bye-bye, guys.